been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no. Cause I love you, baby. No, 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 no. Can't let you go. 'Cause I love you, 'cause I love you, yeah. There was a time I didn't have romance, but after I met you, I felt it was my chance. But nobody tells me good things about you, baby. I'm gonna stay right here and adore me, maybe. Yeah. I can't let you go. I can't let you go. Yeah. I can't let you go. Yeah. I can't let, I can't let, I can't let, yeah. I can't let, I can't let, yeah. You can't tell me to let go, baby. 'Cause I love you, yeah. 'Cause I love you, yeah. I can't let you go, baby. I just wanna tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care. 'Cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I won't. I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no.
Alrighty, okay, the voice is working. Alright, everybody, hope you guys are all having a good Saturday. I know this is my day off. I normally don't stream on Saturdays here, but there is a little bit of volatility going on right now, and there's a chance that we could start a larger drop starting today that goes on throughout this week, and you guys should be prepared for that one. So a few different viewpoints here before we get started, talking a little bit more casually here. First of all, I put out a video a few days ago talking about why it's a good idea in a bear market to be shorting some of these larger moves after we've had multi-days of consolidation or multiple weeks of consolidation. This consolidation over here lasted for about, let's just say, I mean, we could add that over there as well, but somewhere around 100 days, a little bit above 100 days. This one right here consolidated for about a month, 30 days, 32 days or so. And so when if you guys want to have some of the more easier money without risking too much, it's usually okay to be shorting some of these breakdowns here. But make sure they're very clear breakout points and breakdown points and having your stop losses just in case. But right now, this breakdown is working pretty well. I told you guys a few days ago the shorts I'm buying into, or the shorts I'm opening, I guess. First one was ADA. That one's doing okay so far. The second one was Link. That one's been doing very well so far. I still have Mana and Luna shorts. Not Luna, excuse me, Mana and Sand shorts. They've been doing fine. Mana has actually been doing very good since I shorted it down from $1.10. And then Sol has actually been doing very good as well on its shorts. Sol continues to move down here because actually Sol is breaking down below this trend line right here, perhaps. Actually, let me double check this. I think I put these on from a weekly chart perspective, so let me just check. Oh, much different chart here. It broke down a few days ago. My bad. It's testing out a pivot point Fibonacci level. But okay here, guys. So a few different things to look forward to here over the next few days, or a few things you guys should understand first. We are breaking down currently below this Ganfin level, the 8-to-1. This is pretty big news, guys. We've been talking about this for the past few weeks. This is what stopped us flat out a few days, about a month ago, okay? Now that we're breaking down below this, we have to deal with this. My finger's pointing to it. I know you guys can't see. I'm talking to myself here, but follow the mouse along with me. We're looking at the 200 weekly exponential moving average. That's going to be crucial for us over the next few days. I want to see if we bounce above that, or if we really come down below it hard. We'll know pretty soon over the next week or so. But the reason that's so important here is, oops, I guess that's the wrong Bitcoin chart. There we go. Usually when we're below this over the last few cycles, when we're below the 200 exponential moving average, this is a great opportunity to start buying crypto more heavily. That's usually where you guys want to start buying it up. If we kind of go with the normal cycle here, and to that effect, we're all banking on Jerome Powell doing okay by inflation. We're banking on that at this point in time. But usually when we get back above this level is when we pop and we have a good time. It may take weeks and months. It may only take a few weeks here, but this was COVID. But when we get back above this bad boy, we like to pop, and then that usually starts off another rally. I don't think we're going to have a COVID effect. I think we're going to have something more like this. We're really grinding here for the foreseeable future because I don't see anything good happening for the stock market right now. And if you go off of so the chart you were looking at the beginning of the stream, that was the Bitcoin Tether USDD. This is Bitcoin USD, and you can see how we're actually already tapping on it right now. So if we go right here, this is our current level of support. So this is why I keep on showing you guys both charts. I normally will use Tether. However, on the Bitcoin USD chart, you can clearly see we are finding some level of support right above the 200 exponential moving average, in case you guys want to nerd out with me on that type of thing. And then let's take a quick peek over here very fast before we get into all the good stuff. Remember we talked about the TIMAs a few days ago as far as the triple exponential moving averages? I don't really use them for anything much except for the fact that when they cluster together, we're usually going to have a larger move. And possibly by today or tomorrow, you should see the 20-day moving average coming pretty far down here because it is a triple exponential. It moves down faster. It moves up faster as well. And you see the 200 should creep down here as well. And that should be good for us having some type of big move. Now, this never tells you which way the move is coming. This one over here, we came down. This cluster, who knows which way we're going to go? Most likely down, of course. But, cluster here, big move down. Cluster here, big move up. Cluster here, big move up. Cluster here, big move down. Okay? So when these moving averages cluster, you can almost think of it as a Bollinger Band squeezing. That's how I like to think about it, but this seems to be more reliable to me, especially with Bitcoin, rather than just using Bollinger Bands. And then over here, we talked about Ganfin levels for a while here. This 2-to-1 level kind of trashed out on us over time. We never actually broke back above the 8-to-1 here. We're still well below the 8-to-1 here. Our next level of support, if we're going off of this one, though, happens to be the 200 weekly moving average simple, or we're going to break it down all the way down here towards $21,000, which could be a very nice work. if we do actually work down here, I'm probably going to buy some for a little bit of a rebound play, more of a trade besides a long-term buy, but I'll be buying a long-term at the same time. And the other one here, we haven't talked about this chart in a little bit, guys, but something interesting is, remember we talked about this Ganfeng level, how on the weekly chart, we've never broken down below this 2-to-1 Ganfeng level since, since it started in 2015. We bounced off of it during COVID. And ignore all these vertical lines. They're just there for the placement of helping me put the Ganfens up here. But this is going to be the first week that we actually close down below it. Unless we have a really good closing tomorrow. Maybe, but not likely. So I'm interested to see how this starts off another avalanche here, leading us into probably a pretty bad rest of the month. I could see over the next few weeks, if the market doesn't have any good rebounds here, or we don't hear any good news from the Federal Reserve as far as interest rate hikes and things of that nature, you might see us coming back down to the lows we experienced about a month ago, which would be about 25,365. We will see if we're able to make some type of higher low off of the situation. Again, maybe. Or if we're going to decide to break down below this low right here, and then we're going to be coming back down to some Fibonacci levels around $23,000 for a nice little bounce here. That's what I'm most optimistic about right now. I don't feel like the market conditions warrant another one big move down to 20,000. I still think we're going to have some, back and forths going up and going down. Not necessarily having some mega crashes like this. At this point you can call it a mega crash, but you get what I'm saying, right? I don't think we're just going to have one big drop this week down to 22,000. I think it's going to be more of a grinding that's going to take us a few weeks, even more than a month here, okay? However, if you guys are still looking to get some short positions and stuff like that, I still recommend over time, everybody, that you guys still look to practice your patterns. I know I have that image on here somewhere. There we go. Well, not the size I'm looking for. But start to memorize some of these patterns. We just use this pattern. You guys can't see my mouse. But the middle bottom. That's the pattern we used for this last pattern. And look at that. Continuation. Worked like a charm. You open up a short and you're looking fine. And one thing here, guys. I have all my trades right now going through KuCoin. But if you guys remember, I just did this for fun for you guys off of BitGet. I told you guys I'm just going to open up a 2x short here. It was like somewhere, I was on the 11th we did it. So it was right. No, it wasn't on the 11th. I don't know when it was. We placed a short somewhere around here, basically. And I was like, hey, we're in a bear market. Let me show you how easy it is to make money if you just open up a short. And my point was, if you just open up some shorts and you just let them hang there before a dip, most of the time you're going to be looking at consistent profits as it continues to go down in this bearish cycle. Now, I've had these type of shorts on here since we had the death cross a while ago, so it's much like a longer term play. But even using them now, I only put like a buck in here because I don't want to mess with my account too much. But it's up 7% with the 2x leverage play. You can do that very, very slowly, and that's how you can make some easy money in a bear market. Just like how you hold for the long term during a bull market, you can short for the long term as well. Now, we're kind of ending the near of this bear market if the inflation kind of cools off for the next quarter or two. So, it's not going to be as profitable right now. But for the next cycle, if you guys are wanting to make some extra money, the next time we have a death cross here, this is the daily chart. Death cross, usually a good opportunity to open up a short. Death cross, big moves up. Good time to open up a short, okay? So that kind of helps you out there. So when you do it, it might actually go up a little bit from the time you buy it. But if you just hold it, every time, it actually does work out for your benefit if you just kind of hold throughout the cycle. Then think about it in terms of coming back down to this golden yellow line here. That's the 200 weekly moving average. Death cross on the weekly as well, same concept. Death cross on the weekly, same concept. Death cross on the weekly, same concept. And then death cross on the weekend. Not the same concept yet because we haven't hit the 200 weekly moving average, but it seems like we're on our way there. So if you guys ever want to do this in the future, usually opening up a short around that time does tend to help out. And that's even if you just don't even want to do leverage. You guys just want to have a 1x leverage. It still works all the same. So if you did a position here while we had a death cross, you would have been down about 4% for a while if you had no leverage. But currently you'd be at about 40% profit at this point in time. So you can see how you can make money that way. I'm trying to introduce you guys more into shorting because I know a lot of you guys have been trying to long into this market too aggressively, and going long into a bull market is pretty painful, of course. And then this is my time. I won't take long to make fun of all the TikTok people that kept on saying this was the bottom and we weren't going to be breaking down again. I always make fun of those people every single time because I don't know why they keep on saying the same stuff when the technicals don't support it. All right. But here we go, guys. Here's the minute chart. You can see we've been getting whacked down hard. There's no escaping it right now. However, we have an opportunity since we did break down below the 8-to-1 Gann level early today. We still have 20 hours and 15 minutes, guys. We can still close above it. We came down below it on the last crash. As long as we close above this on the daily chart, guys, we always have the opportunity to bounce and then kind of re-enter this channel that you guys see. All right? So that's the little caveat to everything I've been telling you guys today. If we close back above this line in the next 20 hours, 15 minutes, we could be okay. The bad thing here is this is the last Saturday. This is a new day here. Yeah. These are the last 20 hours and 15 minutes for this week. So you will see an effort by shorts to really try to push us back down here. Or you're going to see an effort more by longs to really push us back up. Regardless, you're going to see some type of exciting whale battle. That'll be fun. If we close down below this, we may have a little bit of a fake out that brings us back up to $28,000 or something like that. Ultimately for next week, just to be crashing back down. So watch the fake out if we do start closing down below these levels. Rarely do you ever see a chart come down this much, have a big reversal here, flip all the way back down, and then reverse the following week like nothing ever happened. It does happen, but it's very, very rare, and I have never seen it happen in the crypto markets. I've only seen it happen in the stock market. So, kind of going once more over to this chart here, guys. There you go. Look at where we are in this current cycle. Let me probably put this up here. Let me make sure my fat head is not in the way. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, so I can trim down this crapola. But here, we're getting closer to the end of the cycle right now, so all the despair can hopefully end here pretty soon. And actually, how far? Since we've actually had a drop over the last couple days. Yeah, we're currently about 18% away from the potential bottom here, as long as inflation is kept under control, guys. And the golden rule here is that normally when we break down below the 200 exponential moving average on the weekly chart, that's usually a good opportunity to start buying Bitcoin heavy or buying crypto in general heavy. Although I would just warn you, I've been buying crypto for the last couple months, of course, but Bitcoin is only 18% away from its bottom. A lot of altcoins are probably still about 50% away from the bottom. So it's better to understand that now before you start buying altcoins a little too early. And again, I've been buying altcoins, but I haven't been going heavy and buying up large amounts of them. Just dipping my feet in the water relative to how much money I'm looking to spend in these golden zones right here. Just waiting, because once we break down below these 200 exponential moving averages on the weekly chart, it's a buying frenzy. And then when we eventually break out above them after a little bit of consolidation, I mean, that's in theory when you guys can start partying and say, hey, we're good. We're going back into bull market zone. Boom, 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 baby. Here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Right? Same concept here, even with COVID. It took a little bit longer because COVID was a freaking nightmare for everybody. But eventually, guys, came back above it, consolidated for a little bit of time, more than I would like to, held support here, and then gravy train, and then, once you zoom out, you see how much of a gravy train that really was. All right? And then we had a little bit of a temporary bear market here. This is in theory, this really should not have existed. We should have just been already coming back down here. But lots of free money from the government, just tossing the crypto a lot of money. But, it was fun. And then here we go, guys, again. We're currently bouncing off of the 200 weekly exponential moving average. This is our support right now. We're hoping to close above this and, more importantly, above that 8-to-1 Gann level we talked about earlier during the stream, okay? Okay. Hope you guys are all doing good. Ask me any questions you guys have. That's pretty much the gist of what's going on here right now. If you guys have any questions about any particular coins, I'd be happy to let you know. And this just kind of goes to the fact that we've been talking about Ethereum over the last few days about how Ethereum was the last bastion of support for Bitcoin, and how when it broke down below $1,700, you can see how that really started to move everything a little bit faster here, especially those coins that we talked about, the prime short opportunities, the coins that actually pumped up more than everything else. They're dropping like rocks right now, and it is beautiful at the moment. for if you guys are shorting them. If you guys are longing them, I'm sorry. And hey, Teaser, welcome back as well. Hey, Michael. And hey, Michael, really new to trading, but I did make $100 tonight shorting. Dude, that's awesome. That's freaking fantastic. Trade the patterns. Add that to your trading journal, and that'll help you out a lot, especially when you add the pattern in there. For today's video, if you guys want, I did put that trading journal back up there for you guys. So a lot of times I make free tools for you guys, and I pay for people to make these tools for you. And one of the tools right now is, if I can find the video you guys are all watching right now. Oh man, I just do not look pretty today. If you go down to the description zone, you're going to see this little link that says free trading journal. And basically what this does here, you guys are just going to copy it. You guys can't edit this version. But there's algorithms all in here. If I can do something, I don't know if I can. How does this work? No, I don't know how. There's algorithms in here, basically. There you go. And when you enter all the information in there, even with leverage, it'll calculate your profit loss and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things that do that. The reason I set this up for you guys is because right here, you guys can do whatever pattern you guys use to make your trade, whether this is day trading, swing trading, etc. And then after you put all the information in there, it'll start compiling data and saving it for you. So you guys will be able to have a pivot table over here so you guys can see which patterns you guys are trading more efficiently on. And you can break up these trading journals to how many you want to. You can copy it once and just use it for everything. Or you can have one of these trading journals for day trading, one for swing trading, one for long trading, one for crypto trading, one for options trading, one for stock trading, one for penny stock trading. You guys can do a lot of stuff with this and see how each pattern works out for you. A flag breakout on options may make you more money normally than a flag breakout on Bitcoin because there's so much more manipulation in Bitcoin. When you guys have enough data like that, you guys will start to see how which areas of the market you're most profitable in, and then you're going to stop trading the areas which you suck at, or you're going to improve the areas which you suck at with paper trading, with fake money, until you feel more comfortable so you can actually allocate more of your own capital to those positions. Just so you guys know, it's free. But yeah, I try to do those little things to help you out every now and again. And thanks for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. What's right here? Thanks, Victor. What's right here? I'm going to eat me some S this weekend. What is S? And hey, Teaser, can I look at SPY? Yeah, SPY, NASDAQ, and Dow, they're all looking for negative weeks next week, unfortunately. And that's coming in more from the fact that, let me hop on over here to the NAS. Yeah, there we go. That's happening more of because of inflation. We had the bad inflation numbers here the other day, yesterday, geez. And then also, this week, the Federal Reserve is going to say how much they're raising interest rates by. We still have strong jobs, but inflation is getting worse. So what you guys have to think about going forward here, guys, is the Federal Reserve going to keep on doing the same old, which means 50 basis point hike, or are they going to feel pressure now that the inflation is getting worse with higher gas prices, of course? Are they going to feel so threatened by that they're losing control over the situation and the market is perceiving them to be losing control at this moment in time, which is the dangerous part? Will they stick to the status quo, or will they move it up to 75 basis points or full on 100 basis points, which is what I want? If I'm being realistic, I think the most I can expect them to do is 75 basis points or 50 basis points this month, and then say next month we're going to be open to 75 basis points, but not really telling us. That in turn will make inflation even worse, as we know, though, because that means they're not really fighting it fast enough, which means it's still going to be out of their control. I don't know. There's an analogy coming to my head, but it's not appropriate. It's from South Park. Just imagine you smoked some weed, you got your dab pen, whatever it is, and you're chasing some type of animal, okay? But every time you get closer, it slips away. And now, you could always grab it, but for some reason, you never actually take that moment to try to get after it. And that's what the Federal Reserve is doing right now. So that will make stocks come down even more, and this is where that really bearish optimism comes, or that bearishness comes in for the crypto in general, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But NASDAQ, SPY, Dow, SPY right here, we're at a base level of support. The one thing we're all hoping for here, guys, today is you can see, even though we had a bad week this week, we're still not at the lows that we experienced about a month ago. We're still above those lows. If next week we crash down below those ones, we're going to be on a very fast track back down to the 200 weekly moving averages of a lot of these major indexes. Then we should have a pretty sizable relief rally, and that's what I'm also going to be hoping at the same time for Bitcoin here. So I'm gonna try. We'll see how Bitcoin technicals look at that point in time. I'm going to be trying to time a Bitcoin rally off of the technicals, specifically of the Nasdaq, because that's what it normally follows, because it trades like a tech stock. But now here, that support level we're going to be looking for is going to be around $380 for the SPY. If we break down below that, I'd be happy to buy some puts here. I started doing technical analysis today for you members, so we talked about a number of companies that you guys might want to be doing options, and there'll be another 5 to 10 videos tomorrow, and another 5 to 10 videos next day, and then probably another 5 to 10 videos on Tuesday. And then as the breakouts come down for the members, I will tell you guys what options I'm looking at and what strike prices and stuff like that might be worth investing in, okay? But yeah, as far as the SPY is concerned, I'm not too concerned about it until we break down below that line. I want to see if the numbers get really, really bad, and everything next week is going to be determined around what the Federal Reserve says. So just before I do the technicals on this one, that's really the caveat here. And you can see so far, not really helping us out too much as far as the fibs. We stayed there for 2 days, then started moving back down, and all I see the next level of support could be around 350. And I wonder if that ties into the 200 weekly moving average. Yeah, the 200 weekly moving average could be around there over the next few weeks as well, especially since it's slowing down. Since, of course, over the last few months, we have not been continuing to go in this nice uptrend that we've been, we were lucky enough to be in for a while. Let me go back over here very fast. Let me see if I can take this off of the log, and I just want to see if it shifts it any more here. Yeah, and there we go. All right. So we have a nice little bounce right there when you turn the log off, a nice little bounce right here, and a nice little bounce right where the 200 weekly moving averages, and that's where you should be looking there if we decide to break down below this level. But this Fibonacci level, if you're going to be exact, well, I didn't use magnet, so it's not going to be too exact, is around $380. Still the same as that line. But that's what I'd be looking for right there. If we can break down there, that'd be my hope that you can buy some puts, probably around the 370 to 360 strike price for about maybe 3 weeks out, just to be safe in case we get a little choppy again. That's why I'd be looking to make that trade there. And that might even cause us to break down below this little bit of a channel that we're seeing right here. Not much of a channel here, if you ask me. Yeah, not much of a channel there at all on the top side. But on the bottom side here, you do see a little bit of a level of support. Hopefully, we can grind through this. Or if things get really bad due to the Fed, we just plummet right through it, and that's the end of it, okay? But yeah, otherwise, the big thing I think that you guys should all be most concerned about is going to be the Federal Reserve. And I know I've told you guys about this a few times here, but just to reiterate, best to just leave these lines here. We don't need GAN-FAN levels or anything like that. This is the NASDAQ since about 1994, which is kind of down here, and then currently 2022. All right. The reason I extended this chart so far out here is because you see this yellow line right here that we're looking at? We've only been down below it 2 times in the last few decades. The first time was the dot-com bubble. After that was the 2008 financial crisis. This time it's possible with inflation, but we're all hoping that we could still stay above it. Even during COVID, when the market looked like it was tanking like a freaking rock, we still did not break down below this level, okay? We are dangerously close to it right now, and during COVID, we never actually had a death cross on the weekly here. We had a death cross right here, and the death cross usually doesn't mean a whole bunch because we had a death cross right here, right? Nothing crazy, but it does mean that now we're going down more and more due to fundamental reasons like really bad stuff with inflation and margins of corporations going down quite a bit here, guys. The big thing you guys have to keep into context is we're very, very close to having this 20-week moving average close down below the 200, which is going to be a death cross. And again, that hasn't happened since the 2008 financial crisis, and then before that, over here during the dot-com bubble. The one thing that will give you guys some comfort if you guys do want to go long, or some of you guys don't like to short, some of you guys just like to just buy along, so you don't want to bet on the market going down. That's fine. I'll convert you eventually. We normally do have a bounce off of this moving average here. Time varies. There's not going to be a set amount of time here, but normally we do bounce, and this circumstance took about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. In the 2008 financial crisis, we bounced up here for, let's go from here, about 196 days or 28 weeks, quite a bit longer, and then we eventually fell. But when we fell, you just see how fast things tend to go down. And that could be bad for Bitcoin here because since the NASDAQ is really kind of leading Bitcoin, unfortunately, at this point in time, everybody's worried that. I got way too many Bitcoin charts here. There you go. That Bitcoin itself may also break down below its yellow line here, its own 200 weekly moving average. And then that's where we get into unknown territory where we might be looking at supports at $14,000, $16,000, and that seems ludicrous. Trust me, I know, but Bitcoin has never been in a recession before. Not an American recession. It's never been an American recession. And so if that happens, that'll be one big massive shakeouts where retail traders will panic and sell a lot of their crypto, and then banks will just be there with open arms to buy it all up, ready to turn crypto into something crazy on the other side of whatever economic turmoil we see over the next 3 to 4 quarters, perhaps. I think that's when the turmoil should probably end here. We have inflation, but famine from Ukraine, Russia conflict is kind of just looking at it, kind of doing a little side eye over there as well. So that, as long as the Federal Reserve can control inflation, we should continue the cycle like we always have. Hit the 200 weekly moving average, perhaps come down below it a little bit more like we did in COVID or 2015, 2014. That's what we should be doing, and then continuing to bounce up from there. That's the goal. If the Federal Reserve cannot control inflation, things get very much worse. We do dip into a recession. That opens up the possibility of having like a $16,000 bottom for Bitcoin or even a $14,000. $14,000? Maybe, guys. I'm trying not to alert people. I hate doing that type of stuff. But there's a reason I've been warning you guys for the past about this cycle for a while now. I was just talking with a few of my friends on Discord here a few minutes ago, and I was pointing out to him that load faster. Load even more faster. This is 6 months ago. No, we weren't talking about it then. No. Where's it at? Oh, here we go. At least 4 months ago, I was telling you guys about the crypto and how it repeats itself and stuff like this. This is why, I miss having my TV behind me. But this is why I was telling you guys, be careful for this cycle because we always come back down here, okay? Watch the videos every now and again, or watch the videos you guys haven't seen. They explain a lot of the stuff down here, why I was explaining back then, maybe we're going to come down to $20,000 or so, okay? If we're lucky, we won't go down that far this time. Maybe we'll just go down to $22,000 since the 200 weekly moving average is actually creeped up more than I anticipated. All right, but there we go. And then here, guys, I'll go to some of your questions in a second. But again, just to a recap of how bad things are right now, because they're not terrible. Bad, but not terrible. Bitcoin down 5.6%, Ethereum down 12 in the last 24 hours. That's because it broke down below $1,700. We talked about that before. BNB down 11, ADA down 11, XRP down 11, Sol down 15. We talked about that one as well. Doge down 13, DOT down 13, Tron only down 6. Tron is one of my favorites, guys. The more I use the Tron network, the more I'm like, this is so much cheaper, so much more efficient than Ethereum. I know Ethereum has other stuff going on. I get it. But Tron, just the actual use of it makes me happy. AVAX down 17, SHIB down 14, Matic down 15. You're seeing altcoins like we talked about, just crashing a little bit harder than everything else. You see a link over here crashing 20% in the last 24 hours. And that's specifically, guys, because, we talked about this a while ago. I won't go too much further into it. The coins that really popped off here over the last few days, let's go to the 4-hour chart and to the weekly. The coins that really popped off here a lot more than others, so, after we found a bottom a month ago, they ride up higher than everything else. Those are the coins you want to short, and we talked about it. Boom. This should happen one more time, or maybe 2 more times. This is why I'm reiterating all this stuff to you guys. So the next time we have a little bit of a rebound, there are going to be coins popping off more. You don't have to trade them right away, but it's worth just putting them on a little notebook if you guys have any Google Docs pages or watch list that you guys have yourself, or if you guys even have, I don't know. Sometimes I use a whiteboard when I really am forgetful. I really do use a whiteboard. I know it looks weird. I didn't realize this was. It says magnetic, but I didn't realize it was actually magnetic. All right. The stuff you buy on Amazon. And so far here, guys, some of these support levels really haven't been helping us out too much on Link. I think it's just been crashing so much. Yeah, too much force coming down. Maybe we might find some support around here around $6.22. Maybe I'll take some money off the table there on some of these shorts here. But I'm hoping to really, I'm hoping I can kind of grind this short all the way down to like $4 if I'm lucky over the next few weeks. All right, now back over here to normal Bitcoin. There we go. All right. Let it sit on the 15 here for a couple seconds. I want to be able to watch. And you can see how, guys, the GANFAN level actually held up pretty darn well until it didn't. Until it didn't there. All right, everybody. Is the blood in the streets yet? Guys, people are going to be panicking. This is the thing we always have to be aware of. We've been talking about the TikTokers and the YouTubers and everything like that for the past few days. I'm always surprised every time I go on Twitter that I see people saying that it's the bottom, this is the time to buy. I'm sure right now everybody's talking about the breakdown, though. I need to start tweeting more, guys. I need to start tweeting. I don't tweet ever. Inflation running hot. Yes, that's true. Bitcoin falling. Wedges have an 89% win rate. He's buying. Like, you can't have lines going through shit. This isn't technical analysis. My point is, a lot of new traders believe this crap, and they will make those trades accordingly, and they will lose a lot of money. So be very, very careful. Remember, he's the guy that like went long 700K or something like that. I don't know if he really has that money, but he went long at $40,000. But that's the point I'm trying to make. You can put lines on a chart and make it look like anything you want. Just make sure you guys are sticking to basic patterns and looking at historical trends. Historical trends are much better than any line you could really put on a chart, especially if it's very consistent about how it hits those trends, like the 200 weekly moving average. I pay for a nice bounce just so I could, just so those lost souls who bought Luna at 100 need a break. Guys, Luna's fun to trade. It is absolutely fun to trade, but treat Luna like a freaking casino. Because that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. Just a casino right now. And hey, Francisco, I have a whiteboard too. People laugh at me for using it. Guys, whiteboards are awesome. I know a lot of nerds. All of my friends that work at startups, they all have whiteboards. Whiteboards are incredible tools. The only thing I think is better than a whiteboard is if you guys have a computer that lets you draw on it, or like a laptop that lets you draw on the screen. But me being me, I've broken every single one of those screens that I've ever had, so I don't do it anymore. Whiteboards are nice and easy. You can even get a nice standing whiteboard. They work, guys. They really do work, especially when you guys can see the data in front of your eyes. And what's over here? It's right here. And hey, Dagan, you always want to find it. Exactly. Well, right now, guys, I just want you guys to understand where we are in this cycle and how important that's going to be. Because if you guys have been here for a while, you know we were talking about this really starting. Thanks for subscribing, Mano. The reason that we thought this was really going to start here pretty soon is the fact that we started breaking down below the 20-month moving average here. That's why we were talking about it specifically this month when we closed down below it. We were like, what do we say? Get ready for a wick and then short the crap out of it and boom, right? But buying a wick is always very scary. It's always just very scary because you feel like it's going to keep on going up if you're shorting it. Because, everybody keeps on saying it's going to go back up, of course. And then when it doesn't, then you're like, oh, man, I missed out on that great short opportunity here. But at least we're almost done with this cycle, guys. As long as Jerome Powell can really fix this mess here with inflation, we're almost done with all the crashing and the burning and all the scary stuff here, okay? You guys might even want to use the 50-month moving average here as a level of support. Normally, guys, though, the 200 weekly is usually a little bit better. But if we kind of zoom down here, go to the month, yeah. You can see we still came down below this one just like we came down below the 200 weekly moving average or so. Bad times ahead, everybody. It's going to suck, but then you're going to be all right. I really want you guys to be paying closer attention to inflation, though. I don't know how much free time you guys have. This is my job, of course, so all I do is look at charts. However, if you guys have a minute, sometime this week when the Federal Reserve is going to be raising interest rates or telling us how much they're going to be raising interest rates by, just keep an eye about what they're talking about because that'll give you a good idea a good idea about how aggressive they really are going after inflation. Because at this point in time, guys, they're not really going after inflation hard enough, fast enough, strong enough, whatever you want to call it. They're not doing it, and that is going to lead to some problems going forward. Their concern is leading us into a recession, and while it almost seems like a certainty at this point, there still is a little bit of a way for us to cool off the economy without going into recession. They're trying to thread that needle, but in the process, inflation is getting much, much worse, and I think it's escaping their control at this point in time. Maybe it's not even escaping their control, but the market thinks it's escaping out of their control, that they can't handle it, and that's even worse at some points because then the market will have a flat-out sell-off, which we've been seeing over the past few months, okay? Man, happens every cycle, guys. If this is your first time kind of in this experience, the next experience is going to be so much easier, so much better. And this time around, we got big banks behind us too. Banks have been hiring a lot of new people to kind of deal with crypto traders, deal with the crypto market, the blockchain software, and all that type of stuff. They've been not buying them people, but they've been hiring new employees, which should be great for us during the next cycle because that's going to be boosted up by banking money. The one caveat is here, when banks and the rich really get involved here like they normally are, you see lots of shakeouts. So don't get shaken out by the wealthy, so to speak, right? The people that actually control the markets, they're going to try to shake you out lots of times. Just go off of what history tells you, because if you follow it even just closely, guys, that's where you guys are going to be making a lot of the money. So if you guys just bought the 200 weekly moving average here, you could have made about 200% profits here. If you bought here, guess what? It would have come down another 30%. That's pretty scary, of course. People might have panicked and sold, only to miss out on a rally that could have taken them about like a 900% profit, okay? So beware of the shakeouts. Back to YouTube, back to Bitcoin. Let's go to a 5-minute chart here. We'll see if we're going to actually have some type of reversal here. There still is hope over the next 24 hours, guys, that we could try to close back above this Ganfin level and then bounce back up and try to work our way through a downward channel. There's hope for that. Not likely, of course, but there is hope. And we're kind of lucky that we broke down earlier in the day, because a lot of times when you break down towards the end of the day, that's all she wrote. Then you have a small little move up, and then you really continue the crash going on there. Yeah. Oh, and hey, OBS Elite. Bought my Ethereum at 8.15, thinking it was the bottom, thinking of holding it, but now I'm scared it'll never go back up. What do you think? Ethereum will go back up over time. It is going to take a minute here. I would recommend the next time you guys want to do some type of swing trade here, or you guys are doing any trade like that where it's, you thought it was the bottom, and that's kind of the hardest thing to do. Nobody ever knows exactly where the bottom is. Historically, the bottom is the 200 weekly moving average, historically, but we don't know if it's going to really happen like that again, of course. My point is, if you are afraid of losing too much money in that type of trade, normally if it's a long-term trade, I just leave it and I just hold it because I'm confident Ethereum's going to go up in the long term. But if you're doing more of a swing trade, I would recommend going to some type of exchange that allows you to have a stop loss. And that stop loss for Ethereum, if you're buying it around $1,800, would have been the $1,700 level. So a good, let me see if I can just do this very fast. Ethereum, yeah, this support level right here. See how they just shoved us down below it? Also the Fibonacci retracement level here, or the pivot level if you want to use that term. Probably best to use the weekly chart here, just so you can see all the data. Oh, come on. There we go. See the level of support right there? Break down below it. That's why I open up short positions. And so far they're doing fine for me. But yeah, you want to be very, very careful. This was a strong support level. In theory, it was an okay place to actually buy and open up a long position. The thing, though, is you needed to have a stop loss here. So you said you bought yours at 8.15 or 18.15, so that's right around here. If you would have had a stop loss at the support level, that means you would have only been losing about 5 to 6% there, which would make you, which would help you not lose the current like 18% that you're currently down now, okay? So that's why it's important to have stop losses to protect you from those type of moves, because, losing 5% sucks, right? But it's still not as bad as losing 18%, 25%, 30%, etc. I bought Ethereum up here as well. Now, very small amount because I'm doing a long-term strategy here, just buying some every single day. But I'm not buying any large amounts of Ethereum until Bitcoin really decides to drop down below its 200 weekly exponential moving average. Not the simple moving average, the exponential moving average. But in the long run, this should be fine. Ethereum will be fine. Ethereum is a lot better off than a lot of other coins right now. Trust me. Yeah, you got ADA over here looking somewhat similar to it. Ethereum Classic a lot further down. STMX a lot further down. Sheeb, FTM, similar. Matic looking okay. But you can tell at the same time, Ethereum broke down too. And that was another opportunity for you guys to short if you wanted it. Also going off of the Bitcoin levels here as well. Okay. But the big short for Matic really was that one right there. Came up to retest, got rejected. And then the one over here where we had a really nice little breakdown like that. But I think this was more of that one, yeah. But yeah, so just make sure to have a stop loss. It does help you out a lot just to have that little extra security there. You don't have to worry, about waking up and seeing the market down, so to speak, okay? Especially when you're seeing pattern breakdowns. The main reason I've been saying we're going to go down over the past few weeks here, as far as this latest consolidation period we've been in for the past month, it's because of the pattern I showed you guys a few minutes ago. The middle of this screen right here towards the bottom, you're going to see the little pennants one. You can rewind it if you want to watch it again. But that pattern is what we were just in, and it's a continuation pattern, just like the flag pattern we were in a couple months ago. Consolidate for a while, then you keep on the trend, right? And that's what's happening right now because we're in a bear market and there's no reason to believe that we're going to be going up anytime soon. Just continuing to grind down here bit by bit. And it even looks like shorts are continuing to try to hit Bitcoin here on the minute chart. Not terrible at the moment, though. What's the second chart look like? Give me a second here, guys. That Ganfriend level is in a wrong spot. The second chart always messes it up for some reason. Okay, I mean, we're not seeing too much aggression here by the whales, everybody. We're not seeing too much aggression. We'll keep this over here for now, though. All right. And hey, Michael, I bought some more Ethereum tonight, almost up to 2.5. Dude, that's going to be really nice during the next bull cycle. That's going to be very, very nice right there. Especially if I heard that they haven't been having many problems with their new upgrade. That's been a very good sign for Ethereum. Solana is still getting hit hard because they're still having outages every now and again, it appears. Let's see. And hey, Dinking, I have no idea what happened with that coin, but if you guys ever get on a coin that's pumping like crazy, feel free to start selling some of it off, and you guys will be much happy before before the dump occurs. Um, And hey, Dollar Doge, am I done buying Doge? Yeah, I have tens of thousands of Dogecoin. I do not need any more. I don't feel the need to buy any anymore. I've been holding it for a couple of years now. I've only sold half of my Dogecoin, guys, only half of it. So the rest of it, just kind of sitting around and waiting to see what goes along with it. But I sold that half of the Dogecoin that I owned at 50 cents, and I bought it at 0.0024. So, I frankly only really held the Dogecoin through this bear market because this channel was kind of brought up on the Dogecoin boom here, so it's kind of my testament to Dogecoin, right? But yeah, it's I'm fine if people keep buying it. I think it's going to do fine during the next altcoin rally. But personally, for me, I have enough. I don't overexpose myself in one specific coin in the market. I have to diversify. Crypto is way more risky than the stock market for me. Well, to anybody, really. So I don't buy more than I have to. I have like 70,000, 60,000 coins. That's more than enough for me personally. Some people have way more. Good for them. But I have way more than I need at this point in time. Let's see. And hey, Justin, I almost shorted it from the top. I failed. There you go. Let me see this ticker you guys talking about. UNFI 4 hour. Oh yeah, look at this thing. I don't know exactly what happened with it. It was a big pump and dump though. This is something you could probably still be shorting for a while, but I might wait for one more pump here. It's breaking down below the 50 on the 4 hour chart. The daily, it's still crashing down below the 200 here as well. Yeah. Man, yeah, this is a pretty nice short here. I wonder what the big news was. It could have just been a big pump and dump group, but you did see it had a nice breakdown right here, or breakout. Nice solid breakout. Oh, it's also hitting that support level right now, which is going to be pretty interesting. This isn't exact though, so don't follow that trend line exactly here. But it seems like that's a little bit of support that might be keeping it from falling like a rock right now. Yeah, probably just like hovering above it, like slight like that or something like that. Yeah, don't know what happened to it, guys, but those are really fun. A lot of times, those are the things you really want to short. Yeah, looks like a solid mover though. All right, there we go. Back over here with Bitcoin. All right. And hey, Patel, what's the best strategy for buying the dip? You usually want to buy the dip at a specific Ganfriend level or a Fibonacci retracement level we're not really close to any of those levels right now, as far as I know. If you want a support level for buying any potential dip, you might want to use the low that we experienced about a month ago after that last crash, after breaking down below the flag over there. That would be the low of 26,700. Like 700, 800 bucks below where we are right now. I'd be careful with that, but you can do that. The problem is we're breaking down below the 8-to-1 Ganfin level right now, and we're also breaking down below the 2-to-1 Ganfin level here. And the next big levels of support I see on these charts in general is like here on this Ganfin level chart. Let's just go to the weekly charts. The next level of support I see for this week is $23,000. Next week, it's going to be $24,000 for support. On this one here, next level of support this week is $20,000, $395. Next week, it's going to be $21,000. That's below what we just talked about. On this specific Ganfin chart, probably not going to have the best luck here because this is one of the more recent ones. So you don't have all the Ganfins from over here. You have the Ganfins from the lows of 2021. This one's at $14,000. Let's hope we don't get down there within a week, of course. So this one's not going to be as helpful for you guys. We mostly used it for this breakdown level here and this breakdown level here. And you can see so far, we have yet to close back above this line. As though we got choppy over here with it after breaking down boost like that. We didn't even get back above it this time. And this Ganfin level here, this is the one that we never even broke down, even during COVID here. This is going to be our first week breaking down below the Ganfin level. It should be very, very fun to see how this works out. But this Ganfin level's been here since 2015. So, it has some strength to it, which is why we held it for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, almost 5 weeks here before ultimately crumbling down. 4 weeks, 6 days, pretty much, right? And then the next level of support you see here, these are pivot points or Fibonacci retracement levels. And then the Ganfin levels, you see a support level around $23,000, $22,954. You also see a support level kind of around here, around 22,000. Then you have one more over here around 21,500. So if you wanted to have a buying zone, so to speak, for your next trade, it's going to be somewhere. What the heck? Oh, magnet. Probably best to just open up a freaking highlighter then. Somewhere in this little bit of a buying zone right here. You could even raise it above that level if you think we're not going to fall down below the Fibonacci level right there. So let's just say $23,500 to $20,000 is a solid buying zone if you guys want to try to buy any type of big dip that we may have. Just want to let you guys know, most likely we're going to grind into this and not necessarily just have another big crash after big crash after big crash, unless the Federal Reserve says something that really spooks the entire market, and then the traditional markets drag Bitcoin down by force, because if the NASDAQ goes down 1%, Bitcoin goes down 2%. If Bitcoin goes down 2%, altcoins go down like 6%, right? So that's the effect that you're going to be feeling over the next few weeks here as people start to panic a little bit more and the markets start to think about, hey, how bad is inflation really going to get? Is this really going to stop me from making money at Target or whatever, stop corporations from making the amount of money they need to get people excited during earnings to buy their stocks. If not, they're going to continue to be dumped, just like what we saw with Target over the past few days, or weeks, excuse me. And hey, Ghost Rider, thunderstorms rolling in. Ooh, be safe, be very safe. I don't like thunderstorms. Loki doesn't like thunderstorms. It's been raining here for like the past week straight in Washington State. It's I'm really hoping our fire season isn't too bad this year. And what's right here? And hey, Digin, I would just send you my money. I wish I could do that. I am not certified to trade for anybody. Um, and hey, Justin, I'd say 17 to 1800. It may just dip to 1K, but I don't know. Ethereum can go down to $1,000. Yes, it can. I have a few friends that trade full time, and they're expecting it to. And they have limit orders around $1,100. So if this crash continues, yeah. And kind of to show what I'm talking about there is over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin's down about 5.5%. Ethereum is down 12. So let's go to the weekly here. If Bitcoin reaches its 200 weekly moving average, that means it goes down about 18%. If you want to double that for Ethereum, or maybe even just go off of a third, we'll talk about that here in a second. So let's say it goes down, what did I say, 18? Let's see. Down here, 18, it's a $1,000. That's if it goes 1-to-1 with Bitcoin. It's going to be at $1,200. Excuse me, 1-to-1 ratio. And most likely it's going to go more than the 1-to-1 ratio, of course, right? So that's where you might run into some problems here. So again, for Bitcoin to run into its 200 weekly moving average, it's going to have to take about 18 to 19%. 18 to 19%. For Bitcoin to hit that 200 weekly moving average, it's going to take about 18%, and then it's going to hit the $1,200 price target, which is a pivot point. However, normally Ethereum goes down more than Bitcoin. And it's not a 1-to-1 ratio, as we just talked about here, as far as Ethereum breaking down 12%, Bitcoin only going down about 5.5%. So you could see how people could be expecting Ethereum to go down a lot lower, right? It doesn't go down that much every single time there's drop. However, if it just goes down the same amount Bitcoin goes down as it heads towards the normal, traditional 200 weekly moving average, that's where you could expect that really that Ethereum really does go down there. Hope that helps. Probably best to put this on the hour chart. Yeah. And it'll be fun to see if we can actually move up a little bit here. Don't we have a 4-to-1 Ganfin level on this chart? Do I have it? We bounced off of the support there. That one's all the way at $25,000, 24,800. That might be a level of support over the next few days. I'll be waiting to see if that does happen. I don't know if we're going to have a nice solid trend line to back that up, though. Yeah, that'd be way too big of a channel if that was to occur. It'll be fun to watch, though, regardless. Best to just put this on the second chart so we can kind of watch it play out here. I can put that on a 15-minute chart or something like that. Let's see. And what's it here? AA will. Oh god, troll. Ethereum is not going to $50 by Monday, guys. People are kind of weird about that. And hey, no tacos, no life. Happy to see you back, my man. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to all of you guys. Hope you guys had a really good week. If you guys have been with me, you guys have been making a little bit of money with the shorts here, so that's been very, very good. Or if you guys took some of those stock plays, you're making money off of some puts if you're in the Discord. Uh, let's see. And hey, teaser, hopefully. Um, I bought 1.9 Ethereum when it went down to 18.15. Do you think it's still a good price to buy it in the long run? Or would it be better to sell it right now and buy if it goes lower? It's up to you about how you perceive the trade. For long-term trades, I buy and I just hold. And for swing trades, I have a stop loss to make sure I don't become a bag holder. I'm okay being a bag holder for a long-term trade. I'm not okay being a bag holder for a short-term trade, right? So, because that means I'm literally holding it for longer than I'm supposed to. I can't really tell you which way is going to be best for you, but that's going to be up to you at this point. Most people just hold, but if you feel like you can get more Ethereum, or if you want to just sell half of the Ethereum you have and buy it more lower, you can also do that. It just depends on the strategy you're going to be trying to use, because regardless, in the long term, it really is still going to be an okay price to be buying Ethereum at. Especially because I know a lot of people here, they're putting a part of their paycheck into crypto every single week, and they're watching it go down every single week, right? But they understand that over time, as the market rebounds here, whether it takes a few quarters or more than more than a year or something like that, they will see great returns on a multitude of their coins. Hopefully there's no big catastrophe for a coin they own, like a Luna or something like that. But I think that's kind of rare, of course. Oh, and hey, Justin. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, thanks, man. And hey, Caesar, made some money off of SPY puts day before CPI, made some nice gains, and donated them to Ethereum shorts. There you go. And that's how you can build some wealth just like that. Currently, guys, I mean, we had a very simple, easy to trade breakdown below the pennant. That's what you guys want to be trading right now. Well, if you guys missed it, now you guys have to wait for the next consolidation period. But, I mean, who knows how long that's going to take at this point, because we're still technically breaking down, and we're all waiting for that big news as far as the Federal Reserve meeting. So, Fed meeting. Here's CNBC. We can read this article very fast. And June 14th through the 15th. So let me just open up my little handy dandy calculator. That's Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm guessing he'll announce it Wednesday, but get back to me on that one, and I'll try to find the exact day here. And meeting associated with a summary of economic projects. That's fine. But that's what we're going to be waiting for. And then CNBC kind of talks about this a little bit of what I was talking to you guys about before here. Let me just take a chug of water. There you go. The week ahead may all come down to what the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has to say at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time Wednesday. There you go. See? Powell briefs the press following the central bank's two-day meeting. The Fed is widely expected to raise its Fed funds target rate by a half percentage point, but hot May inflation data has made markets nervous about whether policymakers could even be even more aggressive or forecast a faster pace of the future rate hikes. Okay, that's the big thing that we have to worry about, because that news could be the thing that really sends Bitcoin over the edge, that really causes another big panic, and then I'll be here streaming again with you guys saying, oh my gosh, here we go again, bad times. We're going to have tons of fun shorting it, of course. Well, I'll make lots of money shorting it, that's fine, but not everybody likes to short, and of course, everybody that has long-term positions like I do, they really do experience a lot of pain during these circumstances, because they normally like to just buy to go up and not sell to go down, which is fine, right? It took me like 2 years before I was comfortable shorting, or before I even actually wanted to short. Then it took me like another 2 years to actually want to short consistently. It's a problem. There you go. Oh, and hey, Ghost, thanks. I appreciate that as well for the report. 2:30 Eastern Time Wednesday. That's going to be the big time there, and that's during market hours. Last time the market didn't like it, but I'm still hopeful that since we had a bad Friday, everybody, I'm hopeful that we could try to have a strong Monday where we have a little bit of bounce, and that should be a good opportunity, I think, to open up some put positions, to open up some short positions, because I think it's going to be one big trap by the market. So the market will pump stuff up so they can start selling off some of their assets to everybody that's unsuspecting, and then the Tuesday, Wednesday type stuff, we start to crash hard. Perhaps it just comes on Wednesday, but I'm hoping that we level off at least Monday, maybe Tuesday, before ultimately having a bad end of the week, okay? Oh, hold on, my dog's over here. Loki, there you go. One treat. He was looking at it like, what the heck is this? But it's a good treat. um, and right there. And hey, Hennessy Black, is that Doge? You guys can't see my dog right now, but he's a little sleepy. We've been playing outside all day. He got wet, and I groomed him and did all types of stuff. Jeez. But he's nice and clean and dry, and what do you call it now? But he normally will hop on my shoulder here while I'm live streaming, interrupting me. And what's right here? Oh, hey, teaser. Well, no, I lost an Ethereum Classic. Oh, you went long. Oh, you went long. Okay. Okay. Go short. Oh, but don't worry about it. And hey, teaser, I'm like down 50% Sol. Dude, Sol has been taking some really big hits. I'm shorting Sol right now, and it's been performing pretty well. But again, guys, if you guys want to make some easier money in the markets, it's usually best to not really overtrade so much. Not talking about you, teaser, just in general. It's better just to buy at supports with a tight stop loss, or it's better just to trade some of those breakdowns. Those breakdowns are usually really, really nice here. I'm hoping that over the next half an hour here, we can start to see Bitcoin come down here a little bit more aggressively, because if we don't, we're just going to continue to kind of creep back up here, and then we might be back up towards $28,000 before you know it. But we're going to have to see how whales are. Let's take a quick peek over here at whale trades to see how much money was actually shorted over the last few hours. And we might be able to find out how many shorts and longs were liquidated in the last 24 hours as well here. So 18 minutes ago, $4.3 million of Ethereum shorted. 23 minutes ago, 4.4 million Ethereum shorted. Dollars worth of Ethereum shorted. Bitcoin shorted 2 hours ago, $8 million, 8.5. 2 hours ago, also 5.6 Bitcoin shorted, a million Bitcoin shorted. 3 hours ago, 5 million. Then somebody longed Bitcoin 4 hours ago. They must be in some pain right now. And here we go. In the last 24 hours, this came out 4 hours ago. So this was actually before the drop here. So it actually would probably increase now. The last 24 hours, longs have been liquidated $45.49 million, and shorts have only been liquidated $12.21 million. So that's kind of important here, but a lot of stuff's kind of going against us, at this point in time. All right, there we go. Let's see. And hey, Justin, I see them saying 0.5, 50 basis point hike is expected, no worries, and people buying, and then Wednesday, then the tone changes. Yeah, guys, it's all a big trap for new investors. Everybody's playing a game in the market. That's why we talked about a lot of bear traps and bull traps in crypto, because the newer investors that don't understand the cycle, if it's going against the grain and all of a sudden we have some type of weird pump, that usually means we're about to get shorted back heavily again. We talked about this a little bit here over the last few days, so this is a 4-hour chart so you guys can see. These pumps that we were having, they dump us down. A little pump right here, they dump us down. And people that wanted to chase it and they kind of missed on these smaller breakouts here, they got hit pretty hard. And depending on how you were trying to do this, right? This is the Fibonacci exponential tool, extension tool, excuse me. Do the low, right? We didn't hit our price target of 1 because that would have been a breakout, frankly. Or on this attempt, it would have been a breakout, not this one. But we got some resistance here. We got some resistance here. And, if you wanted to buy anywhere down here, it still would have been a good play buying down here and selling right here. That's 10% profit with the 10x leverage. That's 100% profit right there just for holding for about a week or two, right? So now that we're kind of going the other way, now I can kind of nerd out a little bit more here. And let's see, what do I have to work with here? If we're going off of this, we found support right there. Our next level of support, if we're going through my reverse Fibonacci extension tool here, is around 26,400. That may happen over the next few days. We'll have to wait and see here. But so far, this thing, reversing it, has been pretty fun and very exciting to use. I wonder if it actually happens if I do this. Any as far as resistance levels, if we do manage to pop up over the next few days, around $30,000, but that seems kind of bleak at this moment in time, right, guys? Let me do one other thing here, and maybe I can reverse it a little bit. Did this work on anything here on the weekly chart or anything? So it worked here for a little bit. It tried to work here, it didn't really work out too well. As soon as you broke down below it, it turned into resistance on us. Well, it did turn to... So on this one, we might find support around 25,587. But it looks like we wicked down below it every single time, so it's not going to be as reliable as we might want it to be since we're kind of crashing at that point. So, I wouldn't really use it too much. But best to put this back up here. There we go. There we go. And at this moment in time, guys, you can still see crypto getting pushed down a little bit more. But we're just trying to create a higher low here. That's what the bulls are trying to do. Higher low, we can get on moving. If we don't, we'll eventually have this little bit of a move where we start tanking back down here. That's the fear slash the exciting part about the next couple hours, okay? And hey, Allentime, happy to see you back as well. And hey, Teaser, I need to grow up here and get Bitget to start shorting. Yeah, guys, Bitget and KuCoin sponsor this channel. I talk with them a lot. I'm friends with the people that kind of run those departments of affiliate marketing, stuff like that. If you guys ever have any questions about anything, let me know and I can ask them and they can help you out really fast. But they're both really good. They both have cheap fees and stuff like that. But if you guys want to get used to shorting, or if you guys want to practice with fake money, Bitget's the better one of the two because they do allow you to just practice with a bunch of fake money, and it's really easy to learn how to trade on that one. KuCoin can be a lot at times, but if you guys are more experienced, KuCoin is going to be a great one for you guys as well, just depending on what style you guys are learning to trade here. But yeah, you can always trade with paper money first. It does help out a lot in this short term to save on some cash, right? And hey, Vab, so right now they got the Solana algorithm back up and working, it looks like. It does continue to have issues every now and again. There is a chance, not a high one, that it can turn into the next Luna. The problem with that is it's not really tied up in some type of stablecoin depegging thing, I don't think, right now. So that's kind of good. I think in the worst case scenario I have for myself with Solana right now, it's the opportunity for it to come down harder than a lot of other coins, but not flat out die like Luna did. Luna just died. it just crashed, right? And so I don't think that's necessarily going to just happen with Sol unless they continue to have problems. And then it comes to one point where Bitcoin's crashing, they have an outage, and during that outage, they are not able to fix it for like a week or two. Then the coin could potentially die. But at this point in time, I'm hopeful that they can try to keep everything together. I don't own any Solana at this point in time because I am actually worried about that very problem occurring. But I'm afraid it could be a target of an attack, kind of how Luna was attacked or the stablecoin UST was attacked. If you guys go back in time here just a little bit, remember guys, UST used to be at $1 pegged, and probably Binance. Right now we're sitting at 0.008 cents. Solana isn't open to that same type of they're not open the same way a Luna was to an attack, and Luna's stablecoin got wrecked, and there's a good chance that the old CEO of Luna, whatever his name is, Do Kwon, he could be under fraud charges and stuff like that. So a lot worse of a story, I think, than what we have to deal with right now as far as what's that doing there? As far as Solana is concerned. All right. And hey, Ellen, time. I went to Mount Rainier today. Most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Dude, it is. I love Mount Rainier. I had to hike it up. I had to hike up it on middle school. It was terrible, but it is a very beautiful, very, very, very beautiful place. And we have those. I don't have my wallet here, but you pay $80 a year and you get to go to any national park you want. They're fantastic. Mount Rainier is awesome. I've even taken Loki there a few times, even though he's not allowed to walk on the trails. Let's see. There you go. Justin actually has a good point, everybody. He says, I've learned this. Well, more, but this one thing, it will help everyone. Next bull run, whatever the influencers are pumping and always talking about, ride it up, make some cash, and then short it down, right? It is an easy way to make money for sure, as long as you can time that short properly and not to get too aggressive on the when you actually short. You guys should be pretty good there. I usually wait until Bitcoin has a death cross between the 20 and the 50 moving averages to kind of show you guys this. That's usually when you guys can start shorting pretty confidently. So you see we had a death cross here in 2021. Even though we pumped up afterwards, if you guys just would have held those shorts, money, 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 money. Here, same thing happened. Happened actually after we had a little bit of a drop. But right here, went up a little bit afterwards as well. Guess what? If you would have just held on to the shorts, money, 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 money. Okay? And then even going back over here to COVID, went up a little bit, but money, 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 money. Last time, I promise. This one was kind of more interesting. This was the 2017 one. Excuse me, 2019. Oh, yeah, this is a smaller one. This is the one where it kind of got a little weird. So we had the death cross right here, had a big boost, try to fake everybody out, and then we did it. So, there are a lot of fake outs in these as well. So you got to be careful, and that's why you don't want to be over leveraged, because then you can be forced to liquidate, which is a very bad thing to have happen to you. But over here, same thing happened. Death cross went up a teeny bit. Money, 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 money. Depending on how long you wanted to hold that, that freaking took forever to finally fall like a rock. But yeah, I use the death cross, and that usually helps. It works out for me if you want to get the most profit out of a bear market cycle here. Or if you guys want to wait a little bit longer, not as much profit, but more certainty, you can always wait for the death cross here, right? Where the 20-week moving average crosses below the 50. Although it didn't happen this time, so you'd have missed out on that drop, which is why I told you guys the daily ones first. But usually, I hate having to keep on moving around different charts here. There we go. Death cross, big move down, or let me just zoom in here. Remember, death cross, big move down. 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 It's a certainty at this point, and until that cycle is broken, I'm going to short a bunch every single time we have a death cross. And, again, we're not going to have a death cross for probably years. Again, here for the 20 and the 50 years. This death cross, it took about 109 weeks or 763 days for it to happen in between. This one, it took about 609 days for it to happen. This one took about 1,400 days to happen. So we're not due for another one of these for a while, of course. My point is, next time we're looking at all-time highs and you see a death cross on the daily chart, you better start opening up some shorts. You better start selling off some of those assets that you have that you've been holding from now, where you're buying up a lot because we're currently, in this nasty bear market here. Understanding the cycles is so much fun, guys. It really is. Now, right now, of course, everything's boring, everything's bleak, nobody's happy. However, once everything starts going back up again, you guys can't be caught up in all the emotions and stuff like that, because you're gonna be trading like the millionaires and the billionaires out there who buy low, sell high, and then you're not going to be caught up with everybody who's buying and buying and buying, and they're the ones pushing up the prices. You're going to be the ones just selling some of your crypto over to them as they keep on pushing the prices higher and higher and higher, and you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Uh, it's always nice to buy something that costs so little and sell it for so much to somebody that really thinks of it as so little at the same time. That's kind of the beauty of it when you're in the markets here. Let's see. And hey, Corinda. Hi, Mike. You know nothing about shorting? Shorting is the opposite of long. It's simple as that. You just have to go on certain exchanges that allow you to short. I'm sure there's some type of tutorial on shorting on YouTube. I would check that out. I don't have any, weirdly enough. All of my things go to patterns, breakouts, and stuff like that, and the simple stuff. But shorting is a good concept. You just have to remember that when you have shorts, the issue with it is that you could lose over 100% of your investment. But if you guys trade leverage, you guys are already used to that, right? So you just want to make sure that you have like 100% stop loss if you're getting wild. But I don't think you're going to be really risking all of your entire position if you're making a trade in the short market, of course. But the basic concept of shorts is, instead of buying low and selling high, you're borrowing shares or borrowing coins from the exchange to sell on the open market, and then you're hoping it goes down. The price goes down, and then you buy those coins back. And after you buy them back, you take the difference minus the little fees and stuff, and that's your profit right there. And that's the reason why we have short squeezes. It's because everybody that expected the price to go down, they're all rushing to buy back so they can actually close their position. And since all of them are doing it so much because they're panicking, that keeps on driving up the price more and more and more. And then you see other people buying in for FOMO, and it makes the price go up more and more and more. And the price is squeezed so much from so much demand that it pops, and everybody makes a lot of money except for the shorts, right? And that's why short squeezes happen. Let's see. And hey, Ghost Rider, lightning and hail. Oh gosh, we haven't had hail here in freaking forever. Uh, yeah. And hey, Michael, it seems like like every coin that ever hits its all-time highs. Oops. Uh, uh, that's the perfect time you should short it. Um, Not always. I normally am waiting for. I time a lot of my shorts when it comes to altcoins to what Bitcoin is doing personally, but if it's not following Bitcoin, yeah. The thing you just got to be worried about is you're not going to catch the top, so to speak, when shorting. You have to be willing to catch a good price, watch it keep on going up, and then eventually over the next few days it'll crash, and that's where you make all of your money. But until then, you're patiently just waiting for the stock or the currency to crash. Oh, what's it here? And hey, just in times of shortening, right, Mike? Yeah. And hey, OBS Elite. I know it's hard to tell, but how long do you think it will take for us to go on a crypto bull cycle again? I mean, if we're looking at it right now, the chances are we'll probably start looking a little bit better come September or come the quarter three, quarter four. And the reason for that is, unfortunately, Bitcoin is kind of tied to the traditional markets right now. It's been following the Nasdaq a little bit more than we might like to. It might like to. And my personal belief is, if by the summer we can start to see inflation start to lower, which I think is going to be the case here, because since nobody's going to be pumping more oil, you could expect oil prices to keep on going up, gas prices to keep going up, inflation, all the goods that get traveled along trucks and stuff to keep going up. I think if they can see the end of the tunnel by the end of summer once driving kind of slows in a little bit. I think at that point in time, you should see the market start to say, okay, we're kind of ending, we're getting close to the end here, guys. It's time to start buying. And as people start buying, because the market kind of sees the market price that we see today is kind of a forecast of what we see coming, right? So by then they're going to be saying, hey, the forecast looks pretty bright. Let's start buying. And that's when Bitcoin should be going up again. Now, in order for that to happen, like we talked about, we have to believe that Jerome Powell has the resources, has the wits, has the intelligence, whatever, to manage inflation, control inflation, and to get it back down. Because if he doesn't, it might take more like the second or third quarter of 2023 in order for us to really start getting back on a bull market cycle. And that would be bad because that would mean that we go well down below our 200 weekly moving average, which would be a very bad thing unless for whatever reason Bitcoin finds a way to really distance itself from the traditional markets and not go up and down with the markets, but instead do its own thing, which would be fantastic for all of us, but at this point doesn't seem as likely, right? Let's see. And hey, Dollar Doge, can't wait to become a whale. You know, you guys, we have a whale in this chat here every now and again. His name is Secret Fish. Really busy guy, but he's a really nice guy. He's in here every now and again. Say hi the next time you see him. He's a legitimate whale. He's really fun to talk to as well, and he has a really great sense of humor. uh, let's see. And hey, Moonshine, feel happy to see you back as well. Most people are disinterested when they should be most interested. It takes a while to click. Remember, guys, people like to get FOMO. People like to buy during FOMO. It's just what it is. If you guys are buying when the market is rallying up really fast, you have the ability to make a quick buck. This is not a quick buck. This is making a lot of money, but you're holding for months. But the end's just like, if you buy now, you're going to be looking at fantastic profits. Like an easy way to look at this, guys, from a different perspective is finding coins and seeing how much they go up whenever they hit their all-time highs the next cycle. All right. So what's the best way to do this? I don't want to mess with any of my technicals right now. So let me open up a 4. This is a UST. This is an old one. Okay, there we go. Ethereum Classic. Let's go to the monthly chart because we're not going to be doing too much here. Auto. There we go. So Ethereum Classic on the monthly chart definitely looks like it wants to continue going down here. Okay, but let's just say this was the bottom. If we go back up to all-time highs, guess what? You're up 960% on your investment. That's great. And that even if that takes over a year, that's still a freaking fantastic a return on your investment for holding for like a year, maybe even 2 years, right? Well, even 10 years, right? Same XRP, you're looking at about 500% profit. STMX, this is something I've been buying up quite a bit, 1,200% profit. Sheeb, poor Sheeb, guys, just poor Sheeb. I know it was supposed to be a Doge killer, but this thing has just gotten beaten back hard. 935% profit if it hits all-time highs again. FTM, 1,300% profits. And Matic, the last one, Matic can definitely have a flat-out crash here above a lot of other stuff. But, around 500, 472% profit, that's what you're really hoping for. And even if you guys bought some your crypto down here or even down here on a dip, and you guys, saw some really good money coming out of it, your goal is to buy down here, even if it's just right here, and sell coming up. So when eventually the market does deteriorate and we do start going back into that bear market, you guys have the ability to say, whoa, I just made a bunch of money here. I'm going to take a portion of that money and start shorting crypto back down, which will make me even more money as everything continues to crash. And then I'll add that money back into the cycle again. And that's how that allows you to take some of the income you have over here, spend it on a house, spend it on whatever you want to, but then have income still have extra capital on the side. So when the market cycle goes back again and Bitcoin's falling back down, whoosha, 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 you're making a bunch more money time after time after time. You just have to be willing to kind of wait during these periods of time, because like right now, Matic, it did a whole bunch of nothing over the past like 12 months, nothing, right? So you got to wait, and that's always the issue when you're trading. You just gotta wait, and it really does suck. Back over here, probably let's go to the second chart. Bitcoin is not looking the best, but as long as we don't break down below the low right here, we should be okay. Um, let's add a horizontal line here, and let's probably make it white. Red doesn't look too good. It makes it look like it's an emergency, right? Let's go white. Let's make a little medium thickness. Yeah, there we go. All right, perfect. And move this down right here so you guys can see what's going on tick by tick. I only like looking at the second chart because it does show me a lot of times when a whale is kind of hopping in here. You can see where a major support level is second by second, or you can find out where a major resistance level is second by second, usually indicating somebody has a big buying position there, or somebody has a big selling order right there that's stopping the price from moving upwards or downwards. Let's see. And hey, Justin. Justin says middle of 2023, if not end. Just a guess. There you go. Yeah, guys, it's going to be anybody's guess at this point. I'm really just hoping to. I'm timing this not to where Bitcoin may go. I'm timing this to where I can see the stock market doing because Bitcoin's following the stock market. That's how my logic has gone so far because we've been so tied to the Nasdaq over the past few days here. It's been freaking miserable to be tied to the Nasdaq, as you guys might imagine. What's that here? And hey, could we have Sheeb hit all-time highs for 3 weeks in a row? Yeah, we traded Sheeb as a channel along. Oh, there you go. Before it popped, but we saw it was in a channel. We saw Bitcoin was pumping and it wasn't doing anything. It was just going sideways. So what we did is we just bought it and we just let it sit. And then all of a sudden it popped up, so we weren't chasing it. And then after it popped up, then we were like, okay, everybody, now we can sell. Now we're fine. And then after we sold it, actually, I just told you guys about that whale on the channel, Secret Fish. Secret Fish is the whale that shorted Sheeb at the very, very top. He's that guy. And so after that, it never recovered, of course, because Bitcoin itself ultimately was started to come down as well. It was kind of scary to see somebody say, "Hey, watch me do this," and he was like, "We were like, okay, do it," and he did it. It was that guy has some money to back that up here. And hey, teaser, made a BitGet account to practice, but where do I go for paper trading with leverage? If you want a paper trade with leverage, you go to BitGet. So if you go to futures, USTD demo, USTD demo right there, or you can go to CoinM futures demo. I like USTD demo personally. That's me though. But that's how you do it right there. And if you have any questions, they have a built-in help section, so you can chat with a live agent, which is kind of nice as well. I don't know why they have that, but it's kind of a nice little thing. You don't see many people actually pay for the people to use the app like that. And hey, OBS, do you think Ethereum will hit another all-time high, or is it very unlikely now? I think Ethereum will hit another all-time high for sure. It's just going to take some time, and they have to make sure that they keep on innovating. My worry about Ethereum is that other products are better as far as transferring your cryptocurrencies from wallet to wallet. My big love, my big passion that I've been buying up over the past few weeks here has been Tron. And that's specifically because the Tron network, it only cost $1 to transfer from Binance to KuCoin, from KuCoin to BitGet, from BitGet to wherever. It only cost me $1. Meanwhile, Ethereum is over there charging me $25. Like, what the crap is that, right? And so, for me, do I care too much about it? No. But, if I only had like a couple $100 in my account and I wanted to transfer it over and it was going to cost me $25, you better not be pretty ticked off about it, right? So, it makes more sense to use something like a Tron where it's very, very cheap. I've never had any problems with it. And in fact, it's actually faster than Ethereum in my experience, right? So I'm wondering if Tron's going to have a big surge during the next altcoin season. I'm hoping it is. But I still think Ethereum is going to be there strong at number 2 unless something really bad happens to it. And I have no reason to believe anything bad is going to be happening to Ethereum at this point in time. They're still working on their project as far as the new Ethereum upgrade, and it seems to be going on pretty well so far. And hey, Patrick, Doge, I used a monthly candle low as a support from April 2021. Is that a good idea to place a filament price? Is it around like a 4 cents or something like that? Let me check here for you. Yeah, we're falling down again. Let's get rid of all these drawings here for now. Oh wait, no, we need those drawings. Let me go over here very fast and open up one of the other candle. There you go. And you said you're using support from April 2021. So I would say that's a good price to start buying in there for limit order. Yes, that means the support level you're looking for is about a nickel. I would give it some more wiggle room though, just in case we start coming down to these lows right here, which would be around 4 cents. Okay, so if you wanted to have a buying zone, I would say somewhere in between the low of the April 2021 and about 4 cents. This is where I'd be most happy to really buy some Dogecoin if I'm looking for a full on reversal, and it's about 17% away from that right now, and I think that'll work out pretty well for you going forward. Um, yeah, it should be pretty good going forward. I just wonder if there's going to be any relief rallies or any bear market rallies before we hit that. That might be a good opportunity to buy some as well if you wanted to make a quick buck, but I can't time that one right now. Dogecoin's been breaking down quite a bit. Not like a sheep, or it's not that bad, but it still has had a rough time like most other coins here. Especially since this coin came up so much more than all the other coins. It definitely has a little bit more further to go along, but you know, um, I think everybody that owns Dogecoin should be really happy at this point that it's above a penny, because any other coin right now would be well under a penny from where it was before, because of how high it went up. But yeah, I would say anywhere from 4 cents to 5 cents. That seems like a reasonable range to be buying in, Patrick. Oh, this isn't the right chart again. There you go. There we are. All right. And hey, saying where do you get Tron? You can buy it on a multitude of exchanges. If you guys ever want to know where you can buy a specific coin, because I know different countries have different rules. If you go over here to Coin Market Cap and you actually just go over here to Tron, you can scroll down and you'll see top markets, right? So I get mine on KuCoin, but you can buy it off of Binance, uh, FTX, Coin One, Kraken, Polynex, Bitfinex, Bybit, KuCoin. Oh yeah, you can buy in all these type of exchanges right here if you want to. Huge list. A lot of them are the same one, like different ways you can buy it, so different currency pairs. But yeah, you can usually find one just like that, and that's for any coin. Now, if you get to like the back of if you get towards the lower market cap coins like I don't know, page 8 or whatever on CoinMarketCap onwards, here's Karura, whatever. You scroll down, you don't have as many opportunities, but you can still see. You can buy it on KuCoin, you can buy it on Kraken, not bad. You can buy it on Who or Hotbit, whatever they are. You can buy those as well there. Okay, that's going to be the good thing for you guys to if you guys ever want to be able to find a coin, then you can figure out which exchange to open it up at. I hope that you guys use my affiliate links, but you guys don't have to. There we go. Oh, getting pushed down a little bit more here. Well, guys, the main goal right here is we just want to make a higher low. Let me just type that in here so people are moving into the stream right now. We want a higher low. Okay, that's what we're really hoping for at this moment in time right here. We just want a higher low. Whether we get that or not, we'll have to patiently wait and see. It looks like they're trying to push us down here, though, guys. So you guys might be able to see it crash if you hang on here for another few minutes or so. Um, and hey, teaser, let me know what's confusing, and I can help you out. It's very different from trading view paper trading. Oh, it's much, much different. Take your time to familiarize yourself with how everything works. And I am making currently, I only have like 4 of the video parts edits done so far. I am making a tutorial about how to use BitGet again and how to use it as far as paper trading is concerned, okay? So if you want to wait until I think Tuesday, the video should be up if you can wait that long. If not, test stuff around. It's a lot different. It's a lot more interesting. And you have to worry about stop losses and stuff like that. And here we go. We're getting knocked down a little bit, guys, unfortunately. Look at that. I got some buying in here. All we want is a higher low, guys. Even if we come all the way back down here, as long as we have a higher low, we're going to be more optimistic. We're going to try to be more optimistic. You could even see an attempted double bottom here. Bottom, neckline. Psh, trying to break out above it. But yeah, so we'll kind of keep an eye on see how the market's doing here. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Happy to help you out. Let's see. And hey, K, Link USD. Link is most likely going to be coming down here. The reason that Link, so I have a short right now on Link. I'm hoping it does go down so I can make some more money off of it. The reason that I decided to short Link here is because, let's see if I can find it for you guys so I can do some technicals on it before Bitcoin makes another move here. Let me get rid of this. I don't need the screen to be too cluttered here. The reason I took a short position right here is because I saw that Bitcoin was breaking down first. That's the first thing, okay? Bitcoin is breaking down. The second reason here is that it came up way more than other coins here. So on this rally here, it came about 75% rally from the lows we experienced during the crash. The higher it goes up after a crash in a bear market, the more it's going to fall back down. There's easy money to be made in those types of situations. So this one I can see coming down a lot more over the next few weeks as Bitcoin continues to crash. If you're looking for some type of support level, however, for maybe a reversal or something like that, you could be looking for around $6.19. That could be a decent opportunity to try to pivot. And if Bitcoin pivots as well, try to consolidate in this channel. And then maybe if you're lucky, if Bitcoin doesn't go down much further, you could try to bounce back above that and look for highs around $11. And that's going to be a tall order to try to get there right now. But if you are looking for that support level here, where we haven't closed down below that level yet, it's going to be around there, about $6.20, okay? But there's a lot of coins out there that when they go up really high in these circumstances, they can come down a lot further. So, like, I told you guys that coin went up 75% or something like that. But if you look at a coin like Matic, during that time period, Matic only went up about 48%, and then immediately afterwards it started dying back down faster. AXS, after that crash, only came up about, that's when it actually came up 75% as well. But Bitcoin wasn't crashing at the, actually Bitcoin did crash at the time. Yeah, not crash, but came down pretty hard. And it just started coming down pretty darn fast. This one right here, Gala, had initial pump up of 140% after the crash, came back down, right? So usually after they have the big move, I guess regardless of what time they have it, they tend to be coming down pretty hard. Me being the cautious investor I don't necessarily try to short these moves right here because you never know if they're going to keep on pumping while Bitcoin's doing its own thing. I try to short altcoins based on what Bitcoin's technicals are telling me. And, of course, Bitcoin broke down here, and that's the main reason that I opened up short positions on a few different coins here, okay? Probably best to go back over here to the second chart so we can see what's going on with Bitcoin. And a little bit of a rebound, guys. A little teeny bit of a rebound here. And what's right here? And hey, OBS, it'll take Ethereum as long as it takes. Nobody has any idea how long it's going to really take us to get down there. It may just take us 2 weeks. It may take us 2 months. Hopefully not longer than the summer. We're moving at a pretty good pace here for Ethereum to hit $1,100 over the next few weeks here. But we have to see how bad inflation really gets here. We can always have good news that inflation is softening. Let's say Biden goes over to Saudi Arabia. He's able to, I don't know, he's going to have to grovel to the Saudis because they hate him and he hates them, but we need him. Biden needs them to pump more oil, right? So if he is able to get some type of deal where they start pumping out like millions more barrels per day, like millions and millions of more barrels per day, that could give some better outlook for the market, and then we might have a little bit of a bear market rally to some effect. I think if you're looking from a technical standpoint of why you guys should be, you know, of where you might see a rally after kind of reaching that potential low, it's going to be if the NASDAQ particularly runs into that 200 weekly moving average. That's what we talked about. Because it always bounces off of these 200 weekly moving averages. And then we're either going to break down and fall below it, which will be very, very bad for everybody. Or we'll bounce off of it and just kind of keep on going back and have some type of good experience. You know, or I guess, you know, if you want to get specific, we could have some type of double bottom where we break above a neckline after a bottom here and a bottom there, and then that could be a good that could be the bottom for Bitcoin. And while the Nasdaq breaks down about another 9% to reach that level, I could definitely see Bitcoin break down another 18% to reach its level at the same time, because Bitcoin usually goes down a lot more than the Nasdaq and the traditional markets. But when things are good, it also goes up a lot more than the Nasdaq and the traditional markets as well. And hey, Avery, my man, happy to see you back. Yeah, guys, if you can, please make sure to subscribe and like the channel. I try to give you guys updates about what's going on in the crypto world a lot, and I also have some 24-hour live streams that gives you guys some technicals, but those are on the other Michael Whitman channel. I'll be putting them back on here shortly, but I need to have the other channel set up first. And what's right here? And hey, Hiram, we've been here throughout it all, bro. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's definitely been a fun time here, guys. We did the big bull market, now in the bear market. Once the bull market picks back up, everybody, that'll be really exciting. And the day I call the bull market in effect, I'm going to be so excited. And I think for now, I'm going to use the 200 exponential moving average as long as inflation is under control. I'm going to be using that level once the daily candle closes above the 200 exponential moving average, after we break down below it, of course. I think that's what I'm going to call the you know, it's time to really buy if you have any money left. If you haven't bought it, you should be spent it in the last few weeks. And hey, bro, BNB is the same as everything else. It's coming down pretty hard. You want to be timing a lot of these coins, guys, to what you're seeing Bitcoin do. Currently, Bitcoin's just looking for a higher low right now. We talked about this a few minutes ago. But if we can't get that higher low, you could expect BNB as well as a lot of other stuff to really come crumbling down. I do like BNB as a long-term hold. And in fact, guys, not just BNB. I love any exchange token out there for a long-term hold. Okay? Any coin that belongs to an exchange that you think has a possibility to grow over time, and that's really, really, really going to be a coin that you guys want to hold. Now, you guys should still be safe, not overinvest into those coins, but those coins are usually very, very good things to hold, and I load up on those coins quite a bit personally because I know that KuCoin's not going out of business, BitGet's not going out of business, Binance isn't going out of business, FTX isn't going out of business. So over time, as more and more people sign up to their exchanges and more people buy their coin so they can have discounts on their trading, it's going to keep on raising the price of the coin over and over and over again. And it's a very easy way to make money without having to open yourself up to so much risk like you would on a meme coin or something like that, right? Like a Dogecoin on Mars, which I'm buying quite a bit of, like you guys know, but it's still not the same. You know, it still has more risk than if I bought BGB or KuCoin's coin or, you know, BNB and stuff like that. What's right there? And hey, Justin, it's one last time, Mike. Do you know if Tron bought like 10 million to back them like Luna did? I don't get it. I see Luna 2.0 happening. Uh, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, but I'll look into it. Hopefully they didn't do anything stupid because I like the Tron network. It's so freaking useful. Come back Monday because technically the weekends are my days off, but since we kind of had this little bit of a crash, I wanted to give you guys an update of what's going on. Get back to me on that. I'll try to find it out on Monday here. There we go. And hey, crypto Doge. We just talked about Doge a little bit ago. Your support level or your buying zone is going to be, you can rewind like maybe 15 minutes or so. Your buying level is going to probably start at around 5 cents or a nickel and then go all the way down to 4 cents. That's going to be a pretty good buying opportunity right there if you wanted to buy up some Doge for the long term. That takes into account that we're most likely going to hit the 200 weekly moving average over the next few weeks. And then from there, as long as inflation doesn't get much worse, we can expect that to be the bottom for Bitcoin here, where we might kind of hold on for a little bit of time and kind of sideways action, and then move up a little bit more over the following month or two. Let's see. And hey, C-Bus bought in today for the first time in weeks. There you go. Everybody's getting used to some of these long-term holds now, everybody. Let me see right here. There you go. I'm surprised that 33% of you guys said you guys did not have a good weekend so far. I hope you guys have a better weekend next week. And a lot of you guys said meh as well. Only 43% of you guys said it's a good weekend so far. I'm glad the majority of you guys said that, though. At the 256 votes, guys, I'm happy about that. Still coming down a little bit, though. Yeah, guys, we really are seeing a little bit of downward pressure. Let's go back over here to see if there's any more shorts that we're seeing live in the marketplace here. No, nothing in the last hour. I mean, the last hour we had the Ethereum shorted about $10 million or so, $9 million. Back over here very fast. What's going on with the money? And guys, we talked about this as well. This is one last thing here. Remember whale number 3, the third largest Bitcoin holder? He's so... Jesus. All right, I am not a bot. I guess they're having a lot of bot problems. I'm not a bot. Okay, Jesus. Oh, he sold off a little bit. No. Okay, sorry. This is the same. He sold off a few days ago on the 9th here. And so it looks like he did predict a little bit of a downward move as well. Or he or she, excuse me, did predict a little bit of a downward move again here. Just like what he did over here, and here. Although not here because he proceeded to buy 1,200 Bitcoin after selling 1,500 Bitcoin a few hours later. But so far, guys, this guy's pretty on point as long as he does not buy Bitcoin the same day he sells Bitcoin, I guess you would say. But keep that in mind right here. 6.9, yeah, that was a few days ago. Saw something there, and it wasn't 6.9 the day before the breakdown. Timing is pretty darn good for selling Bitcoin here. I wonder, I wonder how, I wonder why he buys Bitcoin at the time he does. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, no worries, Justin. Thanks. Yeah, get back to me. I'll have to figure out why Tron did $10 million, whatever it is. I'll look into it. It's important to me because I own some Tron, right? And Taurus, what happened? Why is it falling Ethereum and Bitcoin just got here? So a few days ago, Bitcoin broke down below a pattern, and normally after those patterns that break down, Bitcoin usually falls quite a bit here. That's the first reason here from a technical aspect. Second of all, it started to get more aggressive yesterday after Ethereum broke down below 1,700, which was a long-lasting support level for it. So you can see we were holding this level of support. Finally broke down, kaput. That's leading Bitcoin down right now. And if you go over here to Bitcoin, something similar. This is a daily chart. We have this pennant right here. Again, middle of your screen, down, pause your screen to look at it very fast and kind of catch back up to us. Same pattern, consolidation, moving down, happens all the time. And then two other things that are pretty important here as well for you guys. The first thing here is we did break down below the 8-to-1 Ganfin level. We talked about this a while ago. This is the first time breaking down below it after the all-time highs over here. Everything before this point on your screen, it does not matter how this interacts with this Ganfin level here. But we're about to close the week here. If we stay below this level in the next 18 hours and 42 minutes, we're going to have a bad time, and we should have a really bad next week here, of course, as well. If we close down below this in the next 18 hours and 42 minutes, if. And the second thing here is, I got a lot of charts, bear with me here very fast. Not that one, not that one. There we go. Here, this blue line that you guys see on your screen. This is a 2-to-1 Ganfeng level from 2015. We have never broken down below it. In fact, we bounced off of it during COVID. This is going to be the first time ever that we close down below on the weekly as well, leading to possibly a very bad next week and possibly a very bad week after that as well here. So hopefully after those 2 bad weeks or maybe another bad month, we'll have to wait and see, we have the opportunity to find the bottom, and then everybody's really happy about where the market's going. And the big guess here on my part is that, guess, right? Is that we only go to the 200 weekly moving average, maybe come down below it a little bit, but ultimately not diverge too far away from it. That's what I'm hoping for. At that point, we can have a nice bounce, nice little rally. Things can be looking pretty good. And then, and that takes into account that we believe that the Federal Reserve is going to be able to fix inflation before the end of summer. If they are not, then we have to worry about Bitcoin going down to $16,000, $20,000, and stuff like that. But for now, I'm choosing to have faith in the Federal Reserve, that they know what they're doing and they have the tools necessary to curb inflation. And I'm hoping that the current administration, the Biden administration, is so afraid of inflation because of the bad polling and the midterms coming up, that they are going to hammer the Fed into actually doing something to really help the inflation crisis kind of pass by a little bit quicker. And that would take raising interest rates a little bit faster than normal. I'm hoping that this week, when we hear about inflation, that week we'll hear the Federal Reserve or Jerome Powell say, hey, we're going to be raising interest rates this week or this month 75 basis points instead of 50. And then next month, we may want to move them another 50 or 75, or if he really wants to be bold, go a full point if inflation is hotter than expected next month as well here. But at this point in time, that's what I'm kind of choosing to believe in. It's not really... it's kind of a tall order to ask for right now because so far they've been really bad about inflation. But I'm hoping that before things get too bad, they're going to find a solution and the market will be like, okay, we're going to find a way out of this. Let's start buying up now for an anticipation of a better market in 2023. Right? That's a lot to ask for here. But normally, historically, Bitcoin only falls back down to the 200 weekly moving average. If we fall down below that, which is possible, then we have to worry, like I said, about Bitcoin going down to 16,000, even as low as 14,000, really freaking people out a lot, and really causing people to shake out as banks and big buyers will be there to buy a bunch of Bitcoin at those specific periods of time. But let's hope we don't get there, right? Let's hope we don't get there. Let's see. And hey, Minnie Will, happy to see you back as well. Third Eye, life is always good. Nice to see you, Mike, dude. It has been a pretty good time so far. I mean, not for Bitcoin here. It looks like we're trying to get pushed down again, unfortunately. This is the 15-minute chart. Let me show you guys the 5-minute chart so it looks a little bit more, there you go. You can see a little more information on it. But we are definitely getting pushed down here, guys, unfortunately. I have to move back to the 15-minute chart. I want to move that down. Oosh. We got a support level here, though. We did find a support level right there. Somebody tried to really just launch us down a little bit more. And where was that support level at? $23,311.52. Wonder what the guy was buying there for, but we'll see. Somebody's trying to short us down right now. Yeah. There you go. Nice little pop. Short ran out of ammunition. Well, they filled the position here. We'll have to wait and see. But again, all we're looking for is a higher low here, guys, if you want to be more confident in this. We're just so close to breaking down again here. In order to get to that, how far away are we from that higher low? Like $93. So we really want to have some type of surge here in the next few minutes in order to stop us from having another tank probably down to the $27,000 level. I'd probably put another line over here and add that to 27,000 just so we know where that level is. Usually we find some level of support around those hard round numbers. Let's see. See. Hey, Kevin, happy to see you again as well. And hey, CUS, I've been holding for a few years now. Go in when everything was cheap, cheap. Don't ever think of selling other than moments where to get a little profit, but holding for the long term. That's usually the best way to do it. That's usually the best way to do it. However, most people are too afraid to hold during the scary times of the market, and that's what I'm here to hopefully help people out with this time around. This is weird because you guys know I just started YouTube last year, and I'm like at 60,000 to 58,000 subscribers right now. I never thought that I would actually get this many subscribers here, which is kind of crazy to me. But I like helping you guys out as far as these market kind of movers because remember, I traded crypto once too, or I had my first crypto experience too. I had my first trading experience too in the stock market and options market. I lost a bunch of money in those experiences as well. So I'm hoping you guys can learn from my mistakes now that I know what I'm doing here. I can kind of help you out with these larger cycles that we trade here, from time to time. Let's see. And I have 6-digit numbers for Doge. Oh, geez, there you go. And hey, Justin, man, this is bad. We have an opportunity to find a higher low here, guys. That's really the big thing we're all hoping for. But, we're going to have to wait a few more minutes here because if we're lucky, we'll hold. If not, you should see a pretty sizable move down, probably back down to 27,000. And then we got to worry about the support level from where are we at right here? What's the low right here? Let's just move this down, actually. The low from the last crash we experienced, which is $26,000, 700 even. $26,000, 700. In fact, here, we're not going to see it from there, but let me just put... No, we don't need it right now as well here. I'll add this before I go to bed later on tonight. Pray for me. I bought 17 Solana at 180 price. Oh, geez, you guys, I'm sorry. And again, if you're long-term holding, maybe it'll work out fine. It'll take a while for that price, but it may work out. I want you guys to make sure that if you guys do buy in for swing trades, that means you're only going to be trading it for like a few weeks to a few months. You guys really want to have a stop loss there to protect yourself from any unnecessary losses. Sorry, guys. Tired. Let's see. My short on Bitcoin paper trading on TV is nice. Ooh, trading on your TV actually must be really nice. I know there's a way for me to connect my TV to my laptop wirelessly through Wi-Fi, but I've never actually found out how to do it. I did it with my old laptop, but not the actual desktop here. I actually just moved all my desktop around a while ago here. I had to clean out my desktop. My CPU keeps on overheating. Got to start using air conditioning apparently. See. And hey, Extreme Stuff. Yeah, well, so one of the things I told you guys a few days ago here, or probably a week ago now, is, we've been talking about it for a while, is when in a bear market, just like how in a bull market you want to buy and just hold and watch it go up and up and up and up, right? In a bear market, you just sell the asset, right? And you just wait, you open up a short basically, not just sell a long, right? But you open up the short position and you just wait and it goes down and down and down and down and down. And it keeps on making you money over and over and over again, right? So that's how you make money in this current environment without having to worry too much about every little pump and dump type of thing, right? So there are times where you open up a short and it goes back up, right? But as long as you're not over leveraged and you could let your position go down a little bit, like, 5, 10, 15%, whatever, eventually it is going to start making you more money as we are still in a bear market, and we'll keep on going down and down and down until we hit that price target, which is pretty darn close for Bitcoin right now, which is around that $22,000 level currently. And hey, teaser, 125x leverage. Oh my gosh, that is some of the most risky trading you could do. I have done it. It has been pretty fun, but man, oh man, is an incredibly a wild ride to watch that, especially because your emotions when you're up 1,000% or down 500%, they're massive swings in emotions, and it makes you bipolar from trading. It just makes you crazy. Call me Amber Heard, right? You're going to be freaking out, blaming everybody. You didn't lose money because of your bad trading style. Oh, that made me dizzy. You didn't lose money because of your bad trading style. It was the market's fault. It was the exchange's fault. It was the computer's fault. It was your ex-husband's fault. It was everybody's fault except for yours for losing money with the 125x leverage. And there we go, breaking down below it. You can see the force kind of pushing it down right here. We broke down below it. We'll see. But the low is now there, right? We're getting a little bit of a pump here. You saw the short kind of go boosh boosh. The low is now there. We've now broken down below it. So in theory, over the next few hours, we should be coming down even harder. We'll wait to see how much further we go down. But it looks like there was somebody willing to buy up a little bit there. But let's keep an eye on it. Thought it might take a little bit longer, but there we go. Somebody is trying to. Oh, here, somebody's trying to short. Let's go back over here to not to whale alert, but what was the other one we're looking at? Whale trades. Anything new here? No, nothing else. Somebody just tried to short there, but I wish I could see who. There might be a lag on that type of account there. We'll have to wait and see. Let me take a second here, guys. There we go. And hey, teaser, up 11% or 100 million. There you go. 42%. Hey, there you go, right? But you see how fast that goes up and down if you're on 125x leverage. It goes up and down very fast based on what the market's doing. So you could be up a lot 1 second, then be down a lot the next second. And that's what makes it so crazy. And that's why normally when you have high leverage, you just have to wait for either the price target to hit or the stop loss to hit and take whatever the market gives you and not try to oversell that sucker on 125x leverage. Let's see. And there you go. Hey, it's as long as your account is kind of realistic of what you'd be using in real life, it doesn't matter, right? It'll work out pretty well for you. And there we go. We had a little bit of a bounce here. Hey, now we have a higher low on the seconds chart, even though we broke it on the 15 and the 5-minute charts here. Little double top up here, break down below the neckline. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, guys, we're just not in a good spot for crypto right now. We're definitely coming down here a little bit more over the next few days. Maybe. Oh, okay. If you're short right now, the reason they're trying to short us down right now is they're trying to get us to close down below that 8-to-1 Ganfan level. We talked about it before. Is it on this chart here? No, that's the other one. They're trying to keep us down below this pink line right here, the 8-to-1 Ganfan level. If they're able to do that, we'll most likely tank going into next week, or sometime next week we're going to have a big tank. That's the technical reason why they're trying to keep us down here right now, and it seems to be working at this point in time. You could even see we had a little bit of a rebound. Now we're continuing to come down here. They're pushing us down pretty hard. I don't know how to explain it, but when you guys look at candles, how fast they move up and down like that, it does tell you how much pressure that coin is under, if that makes sense. So sometimes it kind of moves up and down like this, and not much volume, a little bit of stuff going on here. When you see those larger moves, typically you expect to see a little bit more volume, or you start to see a wall getting broken down, in fact, or a wall being grinded upon. So that's what you're really hoping there. Let's see. And hey, Alan Time, Ethereum is very close to the 200 EMA on the weekly. Yeah, just like how Bitcoin is, they should be hitting their same ones around a similar time frame here. And thanks, Ube Ludo, if that's how I'm pronouncing it. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Thanks for subscribing, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to show this. I'm trying to grow this channel up to 100,000 subscribers, so any help there is very much appreciated. And hey, CA, what's your long entry price target? Around the 200 weekly moving average, so around $22,000 right now. But I've been buying up every day underneath the 100 weekly moving average. The buying zone, which I tell you guys right now, the golden buying opportunity, is below the 200 exponential moving average, but above the 200 weekly moving average. So, let's go here. We'll go back to the second chart in a second, I promise. EMA. Okay. So in a bear market, I tend to start buying daily once we break down below this pink line right here, okay? Bear market, I mean death cross here, so this isn't a bear market. Boom, every day we're below this. This is a weekly chart. So every day we're below that, I buy. Every day we're below this, I buy. This is a weekly chart again, so like every candle is 7 days. And then what I do is, this is the 200 exponential moving average. This is the golden buying zone. Oh, magnet was on. There you go. Golden buying zone above the 200 weekly simple moving average, but below the 200 weekly exponential moving average, okay? It worked here, and the day we break out above this, get rid of that little thing. See how we got close right here, resistance? The day we actually broke out above it right here, it didn't really look like much, of course, but guess what? The following day, boom, boom, kaboom, then we're kind of going up for a nice little rally, okay? Now, then we had COVID. COVID was a little bit different because, of course, everybody just freaking freaked out. However, let's go back over here to the weekly chart, though. 18. Oh, here's COVID. You can see this is again weekly chart. You can see how once we popped up above it, boom, boom, kachu, we're looking pretty good, right? So that's kind of that golden buying opportunity with the caveat that COVID really just hit us harder than what we were expecting. We really just came down, down, down. I think that's mostly because you saw the NASDAQ SPY, everybody really freaking out that the world might actually end. And even that didn't really send Bitcoin back down below like what $3,800. Even that didn't do it. So people still held through all that crap. And then so far right now, look at this. We're currently here. We're currently at support. We could actually try to hold this for the next couple days or so and have a little bit of a rebound. We could try. But on the Bitcoin US dollar chart, we're currently testing out this level. So if I go to the 5-minute chart, you can see how that little orange line right there, it'll disappear in a second as I move the chart around. But that's what we're trying to hold right now. And that level is currently at, get the glasses nice and looked in here, 27,158.66. $27,158.66. All right, that's what we're looking at, and you can see how we're just bouncing off it. Now, if I zoom out enough, that line should become something here, maybe. Okay, well now the line moved all the way over here, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about. That's the Bitcoin US dollar chart. What we're looking at right now is the Bitcoin tether chart. And if we go over to the weekly chart here, we're actually well above that here because there is a difference between tether and USD. For Bitcoin USD, we're still about 7% away from it. And that depends on how you guys want to look at this chart. So if we just went through all the technicals with the Bitcoin USTD. This is Bitcoin Tether, okay? Gotta find one. Bitcoin, this Bitcoin USD as well. Let me find a Bitcoin Tether chart. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find one. No, they're making it way more complicated than it has to be. Crypto. Can I just find it? Do I looking like this? Contracts, no. KuCoin. Nope. Okay. So you can't use it the same way as you would be going back in the past. So you guys might be forced to look at it through a Bitcoin US dollar chart unless you guys can find a chart that is Bitcoin Tether but goes all the way back to maybe 2013 or something like that. But I don't know how long Tether has really been here. 2014. So if you can find one that goes back that far, you may be able to see a difference in how the 200 weekly moving average, exponential moving average, worked with the chart. Kind of how we looked at it as far as on the Bitcoin to USD charts, US dollar charts. Back over here, back over here. But my point is, that's the support level we're looking at right now, and it's a pretty tough one to break through. So we'll see if we can make it work or if we have to bounce off of it for a little bit of time before actually breaking down below it. Okay. I forget. Yeah, so you guys know that. All right, let's see. Who do you mean by they? I don't know. I was talking for a while. Sorry. Hey, Deezer, I'm just going to use 10x to use it as options. If that makes sense, use the 100x as a slot machine. That makes sense. Just be careful. With BitGet, if you run out of money, you actually have to contact them to refill your account since it's so new with the paper trading method. So, because they don't actually have a lot of people that like to do paper trading on their system, which is kind of interesting because, oops. because everybody likes to just go trade and not practice using paper trading. So you're one of the few, well, not maybe one, like one of a few hundred, maybe 1,000 that are actually using it to actually paper trade on it, which is pretty interesting. Let's see. And hey, Dollars, don't you think compound coin is very low for its all-time high? Um, I think compound will do just fine during the next altcoin season. My main reason for that is it's the lowest market cap coin on Robinhood. I want to find a coin that's cheap, like not in the tens of dollars range, not in the hundreds of dollars like it used to be. I want to find the coin that's under a penny that gets put on Robinhood that has a market cap of under $1 billion, preferably under $500 million. That's the coin I would go all in for the next altcoin cycle. But we gotta wait for them to actually add some coins there, right? They haven't been doing anything like that in a hot minute. Let me make my head a little bit smaller here for you guys, so you guys can see that a little bit better. There we are. And hey, Gabriel, the next support level, uh, just said it. It's this other stuff. That's the Timas. The currently it's $27,158. $27,158. There you go. Okay. And hey, Mr. Tinker, Northeast Philadelphia in the house. I think I'm going to Philadelphia in September or maybe August if I'm lucky. I'm going to be going over there to visit a few friends, so maybe we can say hi. And hey, CA, what is my short exit price? I scale out over time personally, but my ultimate like price I'm hoping that Bitcoin gets down to so I can start selling off or start closing the rest of my short positions is around like $22,000 or so, kind of wherever we meet the 200 weekly moving average. That's my hope where I can start selling off or start buying back the last of my shorts, if that makes sense. Let's see. And hey, Crypto Hash, I'm looking to long around 26,756. That should be fine for a good long term hold. I've been buying up around these levels for a little bit of time. I'm looking to pretty soon get up, start getting more aggressive on these levels. And I'm really excited for the moment that we finally do break down below this 200 exponential moving average, of course. It just seems like right now, you can see we came into pretty close contact. We touched it. We're bouncing off of it right now. And, to me, it may take us a little bit more time before we ultimately break down below that level right there. There we go. 1 second here. Oh, and a quick update, guys. 313 votes, guys. 42% said you had a good weekend so far. 32% said no, and 26% said meh. I appreciate the mehs out there. I put meh out there for a reason because meh is a real vibe for the weekend. I'm taking my sister to I'm taking my sister to her friend's graduation party tomorrow, so that'd be kind of fun. Well, I'm not going there. I'm dropping her off, but at least I get out of the house a little bit here. Maybe take Loki to the dog park if it's not pouring down rain. Let's see. And hey, Joe Peso, there we go. I'm not scared. This is nothing to be scared about. I mean, remember what the Joker said to Two-Face? As long as everything's following a plan, nobody should be freaking out right now. This is all part of the plan. If Bitcoin goes off of that plan and it goes below the 200 weekly moving average for a while, we have a death cross in the weekly chart, stuff like that, then that's where everybody will really start to freak out. But if it doesn't happen, and we just kind of keep on doing what we're doing, you're going to see panic, but won't be necessarily the same level of panic, right? People are already panicking off of the move we had over the last few hours. Let's see. And hey, Tanker, yeah, guys, I whenever I travel, I'm always open to meeting people every now and again. I've met a couple people here in Washington State. That's been pretty nice. I've met some people in Philly last time I went. I was trying to meet Mixie, but I wasn't able to meet her. And that was last time in Philadelphia back in September. I went to California a few times. I didn't meet anybody down there, but I was just doing some vacation stuff with the family. I know I'm going over to the Oregon, I think, this summer as well, so that'd be pretty fun. But I haven't been down to Oregon in like a month or so. The camera you guys are watching me on now, I had to buy that in Oregon because I could not find it anywhere else in Washington. And plus, Washington, the camera, like the camera you guys looking at, I'm using, it's $2,000. Washington has a 10% sales tax. Oregon does not. So I made a little vacation out of Oregon for some fun. So pretty much my vacation was covered by me not paying taxes. My tax money is better used to be sending me on vacations than going to the government. And hey, Can Late Stream. Yeah, so we started crashing here a while ago after the breakdown we experienced a few days ago. And I just did this live stream here kind of on my day off to just kind of say, here's what's going on, here's what we're looking at. To reiterate, Can, for you, if you go to the Bitcoin USD chart, you'll know that we've been talking about the 200 weekly exponential moving average. That's our current support at this moment in time. That's what we're trying to stay above. If we close down below it either in the next 15 hours, 16 hours as this week kind of comes to a close, or if we close down below it next week, you could expect a really bad week following that, and then we should start to level off as we come into contact with that 200 weekly moving average. That's going to be the really exciting thing for the next few days here, guys. But at this point in time here, so you can kind of see side by side what I'm talking about. So this is the daily chart, but this line here is specifically the 200 weekly exponential moving average, okay? So let's kind of zoom in here. Zoom in here. According to this, actually, we broke down below it ever so slightly. There you go. That is pretty interesting. But this moving average for now says the support level that we should be using on the Bitcoin USD chart, is $27,158. $27,158. That number will move up and down every single candle that comes out. So it will kind of jump around a little bit from a penny to penny standpoint. But it's not looking too good at this moment in time. And if I were to make this chart be another USD chart, and I do that line right there, exactly where that price is, that price says it's at. Yeah, make sure I open this back up. Well, 27,158. Yeah, I'm surprised I can read that without glasses. 27,158. Okay. Well, this is 27,159. So let's go over here to 27,158. Point like 54, 55, whatever. There you go. And you can basically see how close we are to this at this point in time. This is really our big level of support. We'll see how we manage to handle it going into tomorrow. But right now, it seems like we're doing okay. We're bouncing, and that's a good sign here. Probably best to... We broke down below that low here. Best to move it down here now to... Because basically, if we break down below this price again, we're going to tank. So let me go back over here. That's the right price. Let me zoom out a little bit as well. Do we have to worry about this right now? We can delete this. We don't have to worry about higher lows anymore. We broke that pattern there. There you go. We're getting a little bit of a push, guys. So if you guys think we're going to bounce off of this for the next few hours or maybe the next day or two, you guys could open up a position right now if you guys wanted to. And you guys would only have to have about a 1% stop loss on that position to make sure that no matter what happens, you're only losing 1%. Or if you're trading with leverage, whatever that percent is times your leverage. So if you're trading with 10x leverage, 1% stop loss would mean you're putting up 10% of your investment, right? But also looking to make more money at the same time. Or you guys could, you guys would have that stop loss there basically, and then whatever it goes up to, you guys can sell whenever you guys feel like you've made enough money. But over time, you can move that stop loss up for yourselves as well here. There we go. Now let's move this back over here to the regular Doge, breaking down below the Ganfeng levels. Let's go back to the second chart here and move up a little bit higher. There we go. So just make sure you guys have a stop loss if you're buying. Because remember, guys, overall, this is still a bear market. And this bear market is going to be painful for a lot of people for the next, few weeks here, unfortunately. But at least we're kind of getting to an end here, guys. We're trying to slowly find it out, the 200 weekly moving average. We're close. It might even just take for the Federal Reserve to give us that bad news about maybe they're going to be doing more than 50 basis points. That might really send us over the edge here if we can't fall below that level of support before Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, when we learn about how much they're going to be raising the interest rates and whether Jerome Powell gives this little bit of a speech. I'll be live during that speech so we can kind of listen to it as well. We did it last time and it worked out pretty well. I think we can do it this time here as well too. I'm going to check something out on mine very fast here, guys. Go over here. Yeah, nice little rebound. We'll have to wait and see if this is a pure on trap or what's going on here. But just so you guys can see in a second, let me make a move here. This. Let's see. Back up that one. There we go. Okay. Um, make sure. I was going to look for something here, but I want to make sure I save this. Okay, there we go. All right, move this back over here. All the background stuff I do, but it's fun. There we go. Just to reiterate, and the new day started 6 hours ago. In the last 6 hours, Bitcoin is down about 3.5%. Doge is down about 6%. Ethereum is at about 6. ADA, which popped up more than other coins over the past few weeks, is currently down about 9%. Ethereum Classic 6. XRP down 4. Not that bad. STMX down 9. SHIB down 8. FTM down 6. And Gala's down 9. So you got a lot of coins just kind of down here a lot more than Bitcoin right now. And it's important that you guys understand that because as Bitcoin heads down that last 18% to the 200 weekly moving average, you're going to see a lot of these coins come down a lot more to the point where altcoins are really going to feel like desolate little places that nobody wants to put their money. That's exactly the time where you guys want to be buying them. Just make sure you guys do your due diligence and you guys just don't buy any shit coin you guys see on the market because at this point in time, there was a bunch of those things going around here. I know it's right here. And thanks for subscribing, guys. I really do appreciate it. Eric Peterson, thanks for subscribing. And Omar, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it, both of you guys. And what's right here? Man, not going to lie, these red numbers are getting me a little emotional. It's gonna suck for a while, guys. Then it's gonna be fine. We may see something really bad happen later on this week when it comes to Jerome Powell. But after that, we should cool off a little bit. Maybe have one more consolidation and one more big breakdown, and then we're gonna be pretty much over with this. The day after day of grinding down. Then we might get boring again, frankly, and we might just go sideways. And then after we break out above that 200 exponential moving average on the US dollar to Bitcoin chart, that's where we can start to see some optimism coming back into the market. But you guys would have already been buying around that time, right? Let's see. And hey, Justin, I just want to see green again. Well, yeah, I think we all want to see that. Don't worry, we're almost to the end of the cycle. Here, guys, a little bit of a breathing moment for everybody because trust me, I know this sucks for a lot of you guys out there. It sucks for me too. I've just kind of dealt with it before. Here's the weekly chart for Bitcoin. Let me get my beautiful face out of the way. I'm not going bald tomorrow, but I am getting my head trimmed pretty low. I'm tired of working with my head. Let's get rid of the 100 weekly MA. Let's get rid of the 200 weekly EMA, exponential MA, and let's get rid of, we got the 2050. Yeah, there we go. Let's get rid of the RSI here. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Look at this. All right. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Got the low over here. Bounced off. Got the low right here. Bounced off of it. Got the COVID lows that actually went even lower, but we bounced off of it fine. And now we're very, very close to finishing off our bear market here. And then we're going to go into a little bit more of a sliding pattern, or a channel, if you will. We're just going sideways. And then once we manage to break back above that 200 exponential moving average right here, once we break above it, then we're going to be good, hopefully, just like we were during COVID, boom, just like how we were back in 2018, boom, right after you break above that 200 exponential moving average, okay, on the weekly chart specifically. So we're getting there, guys. It's not going to be easy, but guess what? Oh, why so tiny? There we go. Uh, you know, at least we're not here kind of grinding back down like it's been so far. This has just been a long time. We had the head and shoulders right here, shoulder, right, shoulder, and broke the neckline there, right? So could be a lot worse at this point in time. but at least you guys can feel confident about buying right now. Whereas over here, you were probably buying and doing more day trading, swing trading. Now I can feel more confident about buying for long-term moves. So you buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell really high if we have a halving like we did here and here for those really big moves. I think during the next big move, like the big altcoin season, not even altcoin season, just in the next bull run that we see, I don't know if we're necessarily going to hit $60,000 or $69,000, but I think we can probably hit close to $50,000, and I think you're going to see a lot of altcoins having some really nice times during that period of and the future as well. Back over here. Back to the second chart. There you go. I mean, we're not really rebounding too much, but we are rebounding, I guess you could say. So that'll be interesting. And we can take off that 27,000 chart right here. We're just trying to, oh wow, we're having trouble getting above the 20 moving average on the 5-minute chart. That'll be interesting right there. And hey, Eric, when is the Fed meeting? The Federal Reserve meeting, if anybody's answered your question, it's Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Ooh, right here. They also have a meeting on the 14th, but the 15th on Wednesday is when they actually say everything. They have the speech and everything like that going on. Whale number 3, we don't need to talk about that for a while. USD, no. Okay, I want to see if there was any shorts in the last few minutes now that this has had time to update. Nope, nothing on this chart. I don't know I don't think his algo gets everything, but I think that's fine. I think he gets all of his stuff from only Bitfinex, and that kind of makes sense because I've talked to him a few times. Let's see. And here, when do I expect a bull season? If I'm looking at a time where I can see us have a fall and reversal, it would be sometime in September, because by then I'm hoping that the traditional markets like the NASDAQ, the SPY, the Dow, what Bitcoin has been following, unfortunately, over the past few months here, I think people will see the end of the road for inflation, and that'll get people to start buying up assets again because they're afraid of not being able to buy the bottom. And that'll give Bitcoin a nice little pump up over the next few months after that, kind of going into the end of Q3 and then going into Q4 could be very strong for crypto. And that's what I'm hoping for as far as when you might start seeing a bull season again. It doesn't mean that's when we're going to be hitting all-time highs. That just means where we stop, we're going down right now. We're going to plateau for a little bit after that, or, kind of level off. September is where I can see us stopping going this way and just start to creep back up slowly. It doesn't mean a big old move is happening. It doesn't mean if you're buying right now, you're going to be selling those same assets in September. It means you're probably going to be selling them sometime in 2023, right? So I wish I could say you're going to make money really fast, but that's just not traditionally how the crypto markets work out when you're trading these type of long-term cycles that we've been talking about. This is the time where you want to be accumulating those positions. So when everybody else that never doesn't know what they're doing, they're buying up all the crypto like crazy, pumping the market up like crazy, like many of you guys probably did, right? This time around, you guys will be the ones selling off all of your assets to them, and you'll be walking to the bank with a big pile of cash and be like, mwah, mwah, taking money baths and doing all the whatever fun stuff you guys may want to do with a wad of cash in your hand, so to speak, right? That's right here. Let's see, make sure. And hey, Rybread. So I'm making sure I answer the members first. Can you please answer the question I asked? I did not see your question, Rybread. Rybread, your question did not show up. Ask it again and I will answer it for you handily. Because I don't know. Yeah, your question's not actually showing up for me. I'm going all the way back up since 10:17, it's like an hour ago, and I don't see any of your questions here. So let me know what it is. You remember, I'll answer it to the best of my ability. And hey, Ken, it means you have more time to nibble. Yeah, well, yeah. If you guys put in money in your accounts paycheck to paycheck, it is going to be a lot better for you guys each and every time in the long run. If you guys just put a portion of your paycheck in here, like now, a portion of the next 2 weeks, 2 weeks after that, 2 weeks after that, you're going to be fine. An easy way to kind of show that to you guys is, let's go back over to this chart right here. We talked about putting some money into Bitcoin every single day that we break down below the 200 weekly, the 100 weekly moving average here. Well, if you guys want to do every other week, you guys could first paycheck, you buy some crypto here. Second paycheck, you put some crypto here. then you put some crypto here, then next week you put some crypto here. But then in the long term, right, when we're back up to like $50,000, $60,000, whatever it is, even the crypto you bought at that first paycheck way over here, get to $50,000, whatever it is, you're still up 48% of your Bitcoin, and that's not even including if we ever hit all-time highs during this next little bull run that we have. But your altcoins are going to be doing much better than the 50% that Bitcoin's doing at the same time, right? So no matter when you're buying below this level, you're usually going to be pretty fine. And then, of course, when we break down below the 200 weekly exponential moving average, then of course that gets even more money down the long term because you're further down in that bear market cycle, if that makes sense. All right, now let's see. Rybread, haven't asked the question yet. Remember, Rybread, let me know. I don't know if you're still watching, but if you have a question, let me know and I'd be able to answer it. If you guys don't know, I have a membership plan where it's like $1.99, and for those people that are usually here quite a bit, or they usually are a member, like paying $1.99 a month, they get first dibs on any questions that they have to have answered. It's specifically like a perk for them that pay the $1.99. We've had it for I think a year now. It works out pretty well. Just because sometimes I can't keep up with all the comments here. Let's see. And hey, Arena, what do I think about Moulin? I've never heard of it before, but I can check it out very fast just with a quick search here, not from a technical standpoint. Molnin. Oh, never mind. It actually does not show up on CoinMarketCap.com, so I actually don't know how to look that coin up here. As long as it has utility, I usually trust the coin, but I would double check the website to make sure there's no typos and stuff like that, the kind of normal stuff here. Oh. Let's see if they can push us down below that support level here. That was kind of surprising. They really just want to make this, hurry this up and kind of get us down, don't they? Well, you guys might get to see a crash here tonight. Yeah. Ooh, there you go. And hey, Ghost Mullen is on my watch list. I wonder why I can't find it on CoinMarketCap.com. That is interesting. Mole, yeah, MULN. MULN. Huh. Did not spell that right, but that's okay. There you go. Oh, that's MUL. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to try to search it up though. Always shows you there's always a coin that's not on your normal watch list, isn't there? Oh, let's see here. And hey, Omar, I think 23,000 must happen this week just to wipe out all trades and we can have a fresh start. It doesn't have to happen this week, but most likely you would want to have it happen sometime over the summer. And the reason I just say that is there's always an opportunity for us to have some type of bear market rally. That could happen as well. Or the Nasdaq may run into its own 200 weekly moving average faster than Bitcoin. Unlikely, but it could still happen. Because remember, guys, since we are following Bitcoin, or since we are following the Nasdaq quite a bit, you guys always have to be. Let me get rid of these technicals. Oh, geez, not the indicators. There you go. We always want to be aware that on the Nasdaq's weekly chart, that we normally have a pretty sizable bounce after we come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average. The downside of that is, historically, once we bounce off of the 200 weekly moving average, right, we tend to come back down and then break down below it, right? Anytime we bounce, we end up coming back down. So the hope here is that we can do what we did since the 2008 financial crisis, where after once we're in a bull market and everything's looking pretty good. I think what started like in 2011, 2010, where stuff really started to pick up here. About 2010. Every time we come down, as long as we don't come into contact with it, like even during COVID, we didn't come into contact with it, we're usually okay. And I could add the 200 EMA here. We bounced off during COVID the 200 exponential moving average for the NASDAQ. Hopefully, if we're lucky, we won't fall down below the 200 exponential moving average this time. If we do, that could be a bad sign that says, hey, perhaps we're going to be looking at some really bad things happening with inflation and stuff like that. See, we bounced above that one first, then came down, then bounced up, bounced off of this again, and then eventually, poof, the world was ending as far as we know it. If you guys get a chance, go back in time and look at some of those CNBC videos of what was happening during that time. People were freaking out on live TV, and it was insane. And I was watching this as a kid because I've always been enamored with the stock market. I always feel like it was a way for me to make money in my life. Although I had to go to college to realize, like, oh man, college sucks, jobs sucks. Let me just do trading. But of course, corporate jobs give you the startup capital to do that. But break down below it. Even during the .com bubble, you break down below it, bounce, and you eventually come back down as well. So we really want to stay above that 200 exponential moving average here. But again, if we just kind of zoom in here, this is the daily chart. Where we are right now. The NASDAQ is 3.62% away from that support there. So maybe we have a bounce that could give us a little bit of hope here for the end of the month. And then we kind of grind down the next month, of course. But again, it's not looking likely here. But what's an easy way to do this? Here we go, actually. So the daily chart, again, 3.62%. Well, what do we go down here? Just on Friday, the NASDAQ lost 3.56%. So one more bad 3 to 4% day, and that'll do it, right? That'll do it. So we're hoping that we really don't get into really, really bad territory, that we could still somehow stay above this, or that if we do break down below this level here, we somehow don't come into contact with the 200 weekly moving averages as far as the NASDAQ is concerned, okay? And right now, hey, Bitcoin's coming up a little bit more here. We have another opportunity to try to break out above the 20 moving average here. The 15 should still be still a while away here. Or the 20-minute moving average on the 15-minute chart should still be a little bit of a while away. Excuse me, guys. So, but again, if you guys wanted to buy right now with a 1% stop loss, this is the golden opportunity. I'm not making the trade personally because I'm about to go to bed here in a little bit. However, if you guys live across the world, or you guys don't, it's a Saturday night for you guys, so you guys don't care about sleep and all that good stuff, you guys could try to make that trade. Or better yet, I have a link below for BitGet paper trade on it, and you're going to do pretty well on that one as well here. But I think paper trading, these support levels are going to be very crucial for you guys to have some fun and kind of learn how to buy and really control your spending habits with control your risk limit, by practicing this and just saying, hey, I'm only going to risk losing 1%. Believe me, there are people who get terrified of losing 1% of their trade value. There are people who are terrified about that. And if you're one of them, there's no harm. It happens. You got to get used to that. And that's why I made sure to tell you guys at the beginning of this video, if you guys want a free trading journal that helps you figure out how you're doing as far as buying, if you're buying breakout to the right time, selling breakout to the right time, or breakdown to the right time, whatever it may be, I have that free trading journal for you guys. If you just have to copy it. Here, there we go. Oh, 140 people watching. Thanks, guys. Right here, free trading journal. If you click on this, it'll take you here. This is a blank one I made for you guys. It's not going to have my stuff in it. But as you trade and as you enter all this information in here, you'll be able to show what patterns you traded. And if you show what patterns you traded, I should probably add something onto this eventually, like just support and resistance, just like terms like that, so you can add that in there as well. But as you add these things in here, there'll be data tables in here showing you what you're good at trading, what you're bad at trading. And if you focus on what you're good at trading, you'll make more money. And if you leave behind what you're not good at, you'll not lose as much money, which will be even better. And then, of course, when you know what you suck at, you won't trade that as well, like I said. But you also will be able to know what you need to improve upon, because your goal is to become great on trading every pattern when you get the chance, right? And that may include sticking to the patterns you're good at, but maybe you're good at trading patterns from Microsoft or Apple, and you're not good at trading that pattern for Amazon. You're going to have to learn that through looking at the data here, which is very, very important, because I get the impression that a lot of new traders out there these days, they don't actually have trading journals, and a trading journal is like 40 to 50% of what you need when you're starting off, because you need to know what you're doing good, and you need to know what what you need to improve on, right? I think a lot of people when they first start trading is they don't do what I'm good at, what I'm bad at. They just do I'm making money, I'm losing money, and not exactly how am I losing money and how am I making money, right? If you understand what's working for you, you're gonna be much better off. And there we go, a little bit of a little mini boom for Bitcoin on that second chart. Let's see. And hey, Ghost Rider, Moulin is a stock EV company. Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay, sorry. And hey, Rybit, I don't know if you're watching, but I still haven't seen your question yet. Um, let let me know or message me on Discord if it's not going through here for some strange reason. Moulin is a stock. Let me see. Automotive. Okay, I don't know anything about this company personally, so let me see. A dollar. We've done technical analysis about it before. Look at that. The shorting opportunity, it worked out. Shorting opportunity here as well worked out. Resistance there worked out. So that's kind of nice to see. I wonder, did it ever hit the. Oh, hit a little bit of the price targets there. That's kind of nice to see. All right, let me get rid of all these technicals here. They're not going to be really helpful for us. Let me go to the EMA. 100 EMA. There you go. Okay. Oh, okay. So there you go. And hey, CA Slots, thank you very much for the $1.99 super chat. I'll answer your question here in a second. Um, Let me see what's going on though with this one. Broke out. Is this any way different? There we go. Okay. Nice breakout there. Didn't really do much after the breakout though. So as far as Mullen is concerned, whatever this is called, Mullen Automotive, I would just wait for this breakout here and probably buy and hope for a price target of around $2 or so. Probably get around 50 to 60% profit there, but you want to be very, very careful because this stock could go down quite a bit here. I don't know exactly how their earnings have been. Not good apparently. So I'd be very, very careful as the traditional markets continue to go down more and more. Your good thing here is though is that if the Nasdaq and whatnot go down another 8% or few to the 200 weekly moving average, that should give you ample opportunity to buy this lower, probably around like 90 cents, and then from there you could try to play the rebound along with the traditional markets. But normally I would just suggest, because the markets are kind of iffy right now, just to be trading the breakout and not really touching this too much. As far as a long-term hold, as long as they have money flowing into them, like they have donors and stuff like, not donors, but what do you call those people? Investors that are standing by the project. I think you should be fine holding it for the long term, especially when you get an opportunity to buy it that cheap of a price. I would not be putting more than a few $100 into this for the long term, because you really don't know how much money that company is going to be making. If at the same time Tesla's laying off 10% of its staff, you could expect they're going to get hit pretty hard as well here over the next few days or few months, excuse me. And hey, CS Slots, what about thinking about Saitama? Just my thoughts. Personally, I don't own it. It feels too cheap to me. I'm thinking of buying it kind of when Bitcoin reaches its low. It's one of those coins where I don't feel comfortable really buying it right now. I don't expect much from it in the long term personally, but because it is so cheap, and it does have some type of wild fandom out there that really loves it, I've seen on social media. That's the reason that I think it could work out. But I'm only going to invest probably around $100 into it. But I'm hoping that the fact that I'm going to be buying it at such a low market cap, that's what's really going to get me really happy about holding it for the long term, if that makes sense here. So as we kind of see this little bit of a pump occurring right now, so much for the 1% stop loss I just gave you. Right. Current market cap is like $6 million. I don't know if this is the same coin you're talking about, right? Saitama. Yeah, okay. Um, I'm hoping that the YOLO play will be able to work in the long run, if that makes sense. Because if you go over here, look at the market cap. Oh, it doesn't have it. Shucks. Shucks. Okay. Well, even the price, basically, we're down so much that just going back up towards all-time highs should make you a good amount of money. And that's the goal here. But I don't like it enough where I'm going to be buying it like every day below the 100 weekly moving average. I'm just buying it towards the 200 weekly moving average. That's my hope, that I'll get the best price. And then from there, ride it up. And maybe I get around a $4 to $5 million market cap, and that's why I specifically said like low, because I've done some research on it. But it just seems okay. But the fandom around it seems to be real, and you do seem to see a lot of people saying Saitama, yeah, like right. So, and maybe since it has the same name as that guy from the anime, that if they have another season, it may work out well for that coin as well during the next bull market. Could be fun. And hey, Ghost, Mullen is releasing to the Russell on the 27th, Mike. Okay, well, that makes me more inclined to buy it for a long-term play, but I would only be buying that for the long term. I wouldn't really want to be trying to trade it too much unless you're trying to just buy it now, anticipating some really big news as it opens up on the market on that specific day. That could be kind of fun. But I think when I invest in those types of companies like the car companies or automotive like that one, I tend to like to buy it for the long term and hope that it turns into something great, especially because something like that. Yeah, it has a market cap of only $367 million. That'd be perfect for me to just hold for a long time. And it was eventually at one point it's $15. There's an opportunity there for sure. As long as they can get everything kind of worked around. I don't see many shorts on it. It's optionable and shortable. I might even have fun doing a YOLO option trade where I have like a $2 to $5 strike price and I have like a year out. That could be a really fun YOLO. Maybe I'll do that for fun. But so far, you know, they've been selling off shares. What company president sells off shares when their company, the stock is only at $1? Like, who does that? Right? Not somebody that believes in the year that the price is going to go up exponentially, right? So you got to be careful with it, I guess you would say. I'm kind of disheartened that they're actually selling their stocks at such a low price, but you know what? They're probably going to buy back some more later on and give them back to them for, as maybe they don't make as much of a salary, they just get paid in that. So that could be part of the reason why. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that one performs. I would still, even with them selling off some of their assets, I'd still be willing to buy up a little bit here. What's right there? And hey, Corenda, what are the top 5 coins you plan on holding long term? Oh, probably. So I have the traditional ones. I have Bitcoin. I have Ethereum. If you want to have some pizzazzier ones in there as well, I have some Doge Elon or Dogelon Mars, whatever it's called. Some STMX, quite a bit of STMX, and BGB, which is a token that belongs to the BitGet exchange. That one's done very well. It's been going down over the past few weeks, I believe, ever since it reached like 20 cents or something like that. But I'm hoping that over the next few years, BGB turns into a really strong growth one because it actually has a practical use. And that's why I talked about maybe like an hour ago now, why I really, really love exchange tokens. They always go up because as long as the exchange is stable and you believe they're going to do something well in the future, which I think BitGet is, like I believe in KuCoin and BNB, you're going to just hold that sucker and you're just going to wait. And you're going to watch it go up and up and up. So like for BGB here, see spot trading, BGB right there. So BGB is down like 4%, 5% today, just like everything else. But if there we go, full screen, you guys can see all that for the most part. So this is the daily chart. While Bitcoin's been going down a lot, BGB for the most part has still been doing pretty well, right? Because I told you guys first about BGB back last September, back when it was around 6 cents. This is September 13th, I think it was, because it was the day I was flying off to my friend's wedding in Philadelphia, and I just was doing some stuff. I don't remember what, but somewhere around here, it was kind of not doing much. We talked about it, and then eventually it started to spike a little bit, came back down, and then it broke out, and it broke out again, and then it broke out again, and then eventually it went from 6 cents all the way up to 21 cents. It's coming back down now just because Bitcoin is, but I think overall this is going to be something I'm really excited about in the long term, and I probably will buy more if it goes down below 14 cents, which I think it will over the next few weeks here, of course. But yeah, but this is these types of coins. I'm really excited about them because if you think about Bitcoin in November, we were reaching all-time highs around here, and then all of a sudden it had a little bit of a rally. But again, since the end of November, Bitcoin's been going down, right? Well, guess what? This one overall has been doing very, very well. So since the time that Bitcoin started crashing here, probably actually kind of around there. But let's just go from the all-time highs over here. Or some didn't crash. BGB is up 110%. At one point, it was up 205%. I like seeing stuff like that, right? I like being able to buy a coin that's going against the general vibe of where Bitcoin's going. That makes me very optimistic for the long term. And because I see people continuing to buy this even in a bear market, that gives me hope that there's enough people on this exchange, enough people want this coin, enough people believe in it, that they're just going to hold it for the long term. And even if we go all the way back down to 10 cents or 12 cents, whatever it may be, in the long term after this bear market is over, I can expect this thing to hit a few bucks minimum. And if I'm lucky over the next few years, it really starts to boom like a BNB, a KuCoin, a Voyager coin, stuff like that. I would be so excited when that happens. Looking to sell it after the next halving, so somewhere around 2024. So very, very long-term hold for me. But I'm banking on this coin doing very well up until that point. Or unless if it does something really crazy and it goes up really fast, so fast that it like blows my expectations, I'll probably sell off some then. But I'm hoping that it'll just kind of go through its normal grinds and ups and downs while Bitcoin's doing its own stuff, and it'll be doing its own stuff in the background as well. But the problem with that right now is you can only buy BGB on BitGet. So if you guys wanted to buy it, you would have to use my link down below, but you could only buy it there. You can't buy it on a KuCoin or a Binance just yet. You'd have to wait a little bit of time. But by then, that news is going to cause that coin to freaking skyrocket like nothing else because all that new money is going to be flowing into it, of course. So, give and take on that one. Let's see. And hey, Bianca, the next resistance level. Resistance level, I mean, it's going to be a really small one. It's going to be the 20 moving average. The 20 moving average on the 15-minute chart is going to be your next level of resistance. If we manage to pop above that, you could have your next level of resistance being around $28,000 or so. That's more realistic. Or if you really wanted to get specific from the last major trend line that we had, it would be this trend line right up here around $29,000. But the chances of us getting back up there are very slim at this point, especially with the Federal Reserve meeting coming up sooner this Wednesday afternoon. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Let's see. Uh, uh, let's see. Hold on a second, guys. There we go. Rybed just messaged me. Yeah, his message, his things aren't being seen by me, which is kind of weird to say. Let me do something very fast on my end here. Maybe if I just refresh the stream or something like this. But I'm looking at it and I can't see Rybred's messages. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Rybred, I can't see it. Stream. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm telling him to ask the question on Discord. And I'll answer him on the stream. He's a member, and if you guys are membership, if you guys pay the $1.99 a month, any question that you guys ever have during the stream, I answer it to the best of my ability. So that's kind of what that's about. Sorry about that. I know it's right here. And hey, Gus, thoughts on Redbox? Um, Redbox could, I don't know. I wouldn't be chasing it right now. It would have been fun to trade this breakout though. Well, that's not even a breakout. That breakout happened right here. Um, this you have to move that line to this line. You can kind of draw it around. You can see the breakout there, bounce right. Um, Optionable, yes. Shortable, no. That's interesting. Has a 38% short float. So right now it looks like what's happening at this moment in time is a little bit of a squeeze effect happening with Redbox Entertainment. Um, I would prefer to day trade this personally and not try to just hold on for dear life day by day because it just popped up 40%. I think it would be fun to play around with, but nothing I would be putting too much capital behind personally. But I think it looks fine if you wanted to do some day trading on it, whether on TD Ameritrade or Webull or Robinhood, would be fine. Just look for some simple patterns to trade. And since this is kind of in a mid squeeze right now, come Monday, you may be able to really find some really easy technicals. So when it breaks out, you buy an option, or you just buy a certain amount of shares, and you just ride that sucker up. That'd be kind of nice to play around with. It looks like. All right, let's see. And hey, our iHeart code. Market's still in mid crash, more room to fall. Yeah, guys. Right now we're just hovering above the 200 weekly exponential moving average. That's really the only thing stopping us from falling even more right now. It's just that level. Remember, we just checked it out a few minutes ago. Daily. Put that 200 back up here very fast. Right. That's what we're trying to break down below. We're staying here very quick, but you know, we'll see if we bounce above it. Doesn't feel like it, but we can see if we will, or if we're just going to continue this downward move, which looks more likely over the next few days, and then break down below it, and you may see an acceleration in this, crash once that actually occurs. But you can see how close we are. This white line kind of represents it on the 15-minute chart. We're really darn close to breaking down below this level. We're just waiting for some type of heavy whale, basically, to come in here and just be like, smack us down. And we'll see whenever that happens. Maybe when all of us wake up tomorrow, we may we may be here just you may wake up to us well down below that level. Okay. There we go. All right. And hey, teacher, welcome back. And hey, Ken, he needs to refresh his chat, assuming he's on mobile. Oh, that may do it there. But he says it's happened a few different times here. Rybird's messaging me right now, so it should be fine. But yeah, I don't like when YouTube glitches out like that. Because what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to message YouTube somehow if he wants to fix it or make a new YouTube account. Because that's going to be very, very weird to try to do a new YouTube account. And hey, Justin, thoughts on the Tesla split? Yeah, I did a video about this a few days ago talking about the breaking news about it. I'm happy for Tesla doing this split. It will not help them in the short term with all the really craziness going on. Coming out of this bear market that the current, this NASDAQ is in, I think Tesla is going to be a strong buy as well as Amazon. The fact that both of those did splits, I am so excited to trade those, especially with options once all this is said and done. I would, at this point in time too, once the market's going to get a little more choppy here, I think, but whenever we can try to figure out that we have a bottom here. Oh, this isn't the Bitcoin chart we want. There you go. Once we find that bottom, or we think about finding the bottom, I really want to buy some Tesla calls that expire like 5 months out because they're going to be so much cheaper now that the prices have gone down, and everybody has to kind of re-up all the long-term options that they've been looking for once that day actually occurs. So I'll be really excited to buy some options probably the day after that occurs, but probably have to kind of dive in there bit by bit. Let's see. And Rybread asks, how do I layer 10K into Bitcoin trying to nail the bottom? Do you have a mathematical formula like increasing the buy the closer you get to the bottom? Also, looking forward to your BitGet shorting with leverage tutorial video. Appreciate it, Mike. Yeah, appreciate it, Rybread. So I don't use a mathematical formula. Some people do. You can find them on YouTube or probably just Googling. Probably just Googling because you don't want to be looking at a video for that type of stuff. Normally what I do is I start layering it in based on moving averages and how we come into contact with these moving averages. And then as we can get closer and closer to the 200 weekly moving average, I start to really buy in more aggressively. So as Bitcoin's having a short-term reversal here, let me kind of show you guys from this perspective, going back over to that other Bitcoin chart. So we know from a historical pattern that normally you guys want to start buying Bitcoin when we break down below this pink line right here. In fact, let me just get rid of all this stuff here. Okay. Once we start breaking down below this pink line, which is the 100 weekly moving average, usually around here, I allocate about 20% of my positions, my entire portfolio for the long-term trades. I put that in here, so I'm going to start buying a little bit of that every single day. I try to manage it out for like usually about like 5 months or so. And so, in this circumstance, it was, 7 months. This circumstance, it was like less than 1 month. And this circumstance way back over here, it was more like, 10, 12 months over there. But what I try to do is, as I feel, kind of more of a manual kind of operation here, whenever I feel like we've hit a little bit of a dip, I try to buy some crypto. I buy some, usually a Bitcoin and Ethereum, the higher market cap cryptos that I don't think are going to crash as much as a lower market cap coin that really just goes down and down and down, like miserably, like 10% plus every single time Bitcoin's just going down 3%. Right. Afterwards, that's like 20% of my Bitcoin right there, 10% depending on how you want to use that. You want to put about 50% of your Bitcoin in there. How I do it. Once you start breaking down below the 200 weekly moving average, or preferably when we come into contact here with the 200 weekly. This is where I'll probably toss in about like a good 20 to 50% of my crypto at that specific time. Probably around 50% if I'm really confident in how the economy is going. Right now, not as confident, but I still want to have some of that money in there. Then with the I'll still be adding up some of the other crypto that I had over here, so buying in every single day when I feel like I need to buy it. The rest of it, though, it's not off of anything in particular. I buy the rest of it usually when I feel like I want to put that last 25, the last 50% into the actual market. It really depends on if I see things getting really, really bad for crypto, or if we hit some type of really crucial support level. So if we go over here for Bitcoin very fast, and we go over here and we do Fibonacci retracements, right? In this circumstance, we managed to bounce off of this Fibonacci level pretty nicely, and I was pretty darn happy with it. Now, you could. This is with fib levels off. I think you could turn fib levels back on here as well, right? It didn't work out as well, although it worked out pretty well for this one right here, right? So I try to eyeball it to what the Fibonacci levels tell me in case we're going down more than expected, and that's kind of an iffy one. So there are times where I'll get where we might go down more than this, and I'll be like, oh, I want to buy some up. Other times, it would have been wiser for me just to freaking put all of my money when we ran into the 200 weekly moving average. But, I want to take on the extra risk. And my time limit for that trade, is, I first actually did the time limit method over here once I had a little bit more data as far as the 200 exponential. But the first time I did it was when we break back above the 200 weekly exponential moving average. That's the time limit where any other money I had left of that $10,000 that you're referencing, that automatically gets tossed into the market because I missed on getting any other cheaper prices, okay? And that's actually what happened to me this time because COVID, it kind of all happened so fast, I wasn't really sure that COVID was really knocking me off my game because I thought that the world was going to end because I was watching the news and I was like, oh, geez, what's going to happen here? And then once we got back above this level, we just started trickling back up and we never came down lower again. We never came back down this low. And so traditionally, if you want to look at it from a daily chart perspective here, let's just say 20% is allocated from the time where I start buying from the moment we break down below this pink line here. About 50% really is about allocated for once we break down below this level here. Or if you want to just do it at the precise point we come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average, which would be this one right here, okay? And that last 25%, that last 30%, whatever you're kind of left over with, I try to wait to see if we eventually do come down below it. And then if we do, I'll look for the other support level, and I'll be very happy to, try to buy at that zone, okay? And if for whatever reason it doesn't actually hit that level, or we don't actually have a big crash, then if time runs out, I will use the rest of it to buy after we break out the daily candle closes above the 200 weekly exponential moving average. That's usually how I try to play it. But those numbers move around as I see the market. So right now, my strategy has been I've allocated about 15% for this type of move right here, about 50% for the move when we actually come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average here, 10% when we break down below this level right here, which has actually already been allocated right there. I bought it around 26,000. Have not sold it, and then the rest of it here is not if we come back above. Well, yeah, kind of the time limit method, but more of since this could be Bitcoin's first recession. Hey, what happens if Bitcoin goes down to 16,000? That's money for that right now. If the Nasdaq breaks down below this 200 weekly moving average, that's what I'm going to be looking at going forward. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. You can kind of ebb and web it, move and adjust it as you see fit. But dog's having nightmares. Yeah. You guys can't hear him, but he's not happy. But what do you call it? So that's kind of how I do it. You can adjust it how you see fit. You usually takes one cycle of working out to figure out what you like. Like I have a friend that trades Bitcoin long term like me. He doesn't even understand why I start buying once we break down below the 100 weekly moving average. And that's because I'm overly cautious. If there was one thing I say you don't have to do, you don't have to start buying day by day once we break down below the 100. I like doing it just as a really big hedge in case for whatever reason we don't actually come into contact with either the 200 or either of the 200 moving averages. But you don't have to do that. Like I said, that's just me being overly cautious. And I know, Robert, you've been here for a while. I'm always overly cautious when it comes to the market and how we trade it. Right there, you go. But we're coming up back up, guys, for a little bit of reversal. That's nice to see. And here, let's see. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I only see one of your questions, right, Bed? What I'm gonna do here very fast is I'm gonna hide you from the channel, and then I'm going to unhide you from the channel, and maybe that might help you out a little bit. It says I deleted the message and it didn't work, so I think you should be back now. Let me just double check. Hide, yeah, now I can hide you again, yeah. So maybe that works. We'll see, right, Bed? But let me know, and I can try to ask somebody from YouTube support to try to figure out what's going on here, because I'm not seeing anything. Appreciate it, though. Let's see. And hey, CA slots, what trades do I have at the moment? All of my trades right now, besides the longs I've been buying for the long cycle here, um, I have shorts open on Link, ADA, Sand, Mana, Bitcoin, Ethereum from 1700, and those are the shorts I have open at this moment in time. Ethereum is because it broke down below the 1700 support level. Mana was because it was running up against, I think, either the 20 or the 50-day moving averages after a huge pump after the crash we saw last month. That's the reason for that one. Link is because Bitcoin broke down 3 days ago, and Link had jumped up so much that I knew it was going to crash down hard. Sand was because something similar to what I saw with Mana as far as having a nice pump only to crash down later on. And Bitcoin, a few days ago because it just had a traditional breakdown below a pennant pattern after we consolidated for about 28 to 29 days. So those are the shorts I have open right now. Longs, I have tons of coins. I have hundreds of coins I've been buying. Shit coins, good coins, medium coins, whatever. I've been buying a bunch of those coins, hoping that one of them will really pop off like a Dogecoin did last year. But those are all high risk coins. So most of my coins I'm going along on are coins that have strong fundamentals, and that I mean like they have good utility. Yeah, but those are some of the trades. Let's see. And hey, Eugene, where is Secret Fish when you need him? He's probably sleeping. I talked to Secret Fish a couple days ago. He seems like he's been busy with work. I don't know what he does, but he's a very wealthy individual that has a lot of work to do, and he actually has to work for a corporation or whatever his job is. So he doesn't get the luxury of sitting back in a chair and chatting with you guys on a Saturday night like I do. But I don't also have hundreds of millions of dollars like that guy. that guy, he has life pretty much made, made at this point. I'm chilling around with a six-figure income, but not nearly as much as him making like seven figures a year. That's the type of income I'm hoping I can make in the long term by trading, right? What's going on right now? Let me see. Was there a little glitch on that one? Maybe not too far. And let's see. 399 votes, guys. One more person vote on the poll. 42% of you guys had a good weekend so far. 33% said no good weekend so far. And 25% of you guys, a quarter of you guys said meh, only that good weekend so far. Let's see. And hey, Eugene, am I bad for holding the bag on Doge? Doge will most likely come back during the next cycle here. That's why I'm still holding my Dogecoin, or half of it, left over from last year. But I think just next time, make sure that you have a stop loss unless you're going to be holding it for the long term. One of the reasons I felt so comfortable holding Doge for the long term is the fact that I bought Dogecoin at 0.0024 cents, so well below a penny, so I'm not too concerned. But there was a lot of people, that bought Dogecoin at 50 cents, 75 cents, etc. And for those guys, now just take it as a learning opportunity. Next time, you got to have a stop loss if you guys are buying any coins towards all-time highs, right? Or during a bull market. You just want to make sure you have a stop loss to protect yourself from really becoming a bag holder, because being a bag holder when you're first starting off in the market is usually, not a fun time. I have been a bag holder plenty of times when I was first learning how to trade stocks. Not so much crypto, but when I was learning how to trade stocks, very much a bag holder, and it was very, very painful experience because the stocks never came back up. They just kept on doing split after split after split after split, and it was heartbreaking. But at least with crypto, you have a good chance, especially with Dogecoin, because it hasn't come down as much as other coins like SHIB. You have a good case for it to come back up to go to all-time highs again during the next big altcoin cycle. Maybe not this year, maybe not even next year, but 2024, once we have the next halving and Bitcoin potentially goes up to the next all-time highs during that period of time, that's when we could really see Dogecoin really bloom and have some really great returns for you. Let's see. What's right here? And hey, can TA on Jasmine? Yeah, we can do that very fast here. Yeah, getting rejected from the 15. Yeah, we're gonna try to pop above that pretty soon. Um, this one's been pretty interesting, as you guys all know. Jasmine is not something you want to do technical analysis on. It's very close to breaking down below its support over here. Let me just move that back over there. Whenever this week closes out, you might be able to add a trend line like that, maybe. But what I'm looking for as far as Jasmine, to be frank, is no. What's the horizontal line? There we go. Is the support level right here of 0.0082. That's what you want to be buying around there. Or if we break down below it, that's where you want to short actually. For Jasmine though, since it is reaching all time low after all time low after all time low, you want to time your buying in for Jasmine. You want to time that in to what you see happening with Bitcoin. So as soon as Bitcoin actually comes into contact with its 200 weekly moving average and that kind of base, that bottom that we've been talking about, technically that's where you would want to be buying Jasmine at that same time, because as soon as Bitcoin starts to rally back up, that's where you could see Jasmine start to rally back up. And then you just have to hope that over the next few months, as Bitcoin kind of consolidates over that level, that Jasmine doesn't continue to grind down, and that Jasmine can get some volume in there to kind of pop it back up, so people can feel like, hey, we're going to have a real reversal here, kind of similar to what we're expecting from ICP, because ICP has been reaching all new lows as well. You really want to find out when Bitcoin finds its low at the 200 weekly moving average. That's where you want to buy some of these coins that have done nothing but gone down and down and down over the past few months. And then once you buy it, you want to have like a 10 to 15% stop loss, unless you're going to be holding it for the very, very long term, because these things could always just come down like a rocket ship at any point in time, just because of how the market perceives them as just always going down, right? You got to think about it like this. While longs have been very miserable during this experience, shorts have been making money, and they want to keep on making money until they can't make no more money off of this. So every time you have a nice little pump, you could expect all the shorts that have been in here for a long time to continue to make money, and try to push it down, until there's so much buying volume that they all get squeezed out and they all understand there's no reason to be buying, to keep on shorting this, and they're gonna have to wait until the next big short cycle before they can make a lot of money off of this, right? So that's kind of the viewpoint of Jasmine right now. And hey, OBS. As far as Ethereum, it's really basic technical analysis right now. We broke down earlier this week below this trend line here. We also breaking down below the 200 exponential moving average on this chart. What you're looking for is your next level of support is going to be right down here around 1,200 bucks, and that's going to be the Fibonacci retracement level, your pivot level, and it's going to be your 200 weekly simple moving average level as support. Okay, that's what you're going to be hoping for here. But it really all started when we broke down below that trend line right there and the Fibonacci level. As soon as that happened, no looking back. Bitcoin didn't really start making a move down until Ethereum did. So Ethereum actually led the way down here just a tad. So careful with it, but I'm not going to really try to buy Ethereum until at least it gets down to at least 1,200 bucks. Hopefully down to 1,000 bucks if we're lucky here, off of a really nasty move with Bitcoin. Oh, there we go. Um, and hey, teaser OXY. May 7th, 2020. Yeah, exactly. OXY, yeah, so I actually have some of this since we talked about it, I think, a month ago, and it's been doing okay just because oil prices continue to go up. There we go. So, let me go right here very fast. How do I want to stretch this out? Moving average is not going to be too much of a help here. And let's make this back to a weekly. Okay, there we go. Should be fine. Yeah, okay, there you go. So, we had the uptrend. I'm actually still in this position here. I think I have like 20% of my position left after scaling out. I sold another 20% once we broke down, but I'm really am hoping we can stay above the 50 here, even though everything that I tell you guys about trading is to sell on the breakdown. And that's specifically because this is an oil stock and I want oil prices to continue to go up and going up over the next few weeks. But from a technical standpoint here, what you're going to be hoping for is that you open up a options position here as far as puts. And I probably would have a $60 strike price right now, hoping that gas prices go down, or more specifically, oil prices go down. And that's what you would be hoping for there. And then we find some type of support level right down here around $56. That's how I'd play this teaser right now. But the gray retrend that was happening here, it could be over, or we could be going to some form of consolidation. I'm hoping that we are just consolidating for a little bit of time, and then we eventually find a way to rebound and gas prices can carry us back up. I'm not entirely sure what tanked this, besides I think just the general market having a bad day, but I'm hoping we can get back up above it. But that's how I feel about it right now. It's going to be better suited for puts until we can kind of stabilize, and then from there I'll be happy to continue playing around with this. Because if you go over here to something like ExxonMobil, it still had 2 bad days, but depending on how you look at this right now, or how do this, it also broke down, but only on Friday, not Thursday. That's kind of a weird trend line to be using. So I'm hoping that as gas prices most likely continue to come up here, that'll be good for all the oil prices. So in order to do that, or in order to kind of help you out with this trade, you really want to be looking at oil, right? Here's daily oil. You can see the last 2 days, oil has been going down, just like the price of oil stocks. But hopefully, we're hoping that we don't kind of stagnate here again and come back down. I think that's kind of what people are afraid of in the oil market, or if you hold oil stocks. We're hoping that we can continue to grind up over time, and that's why I still have a portion of my OXY currently in that trade right now. But, overall, it looks fine. I'm anticipating, or as the months kind of go on here, gas prices will continue to get worse as people like me and you go out and go on road trips with their family and stuff like that. And the fact that the dollar index is still going up here like a freaking rocket ship. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. We're breaking back above the 20 moving average on the 50-minute chart. This usually signals some type of short-term reversal here. We'll see how much a reversal it ends up being, but usually this is a pretty good level. And if you guys took that buying opportunity a few minutes ago, or like an hour ago, You guys are up a little bit. Hopefully, you guys can make some good money before you guys go to bed here later on tonight, okay? And hey, Corinda, bag holding is the worst. I'm stuck in fun stock, hard to average down. Yeah, Corinda, the only thing I own on Robinhood right now, I think is fun because I made a point of buying it to tell you guys that overall, if you buy a pump, it will always go down. I think that's the stock I bought on Robinhood. You guys know I don't use Robinhood, but I like it for the tickers that you guys see on the bottom of the screen there. Is it fun? Is it fun? It is fun. Yeah. Average cost $12. At today's market value 12. It's lost 89% of its value. All right. And it engages in development of multi-screen as a service platform and enterprise cloud platform for mobile services. It provides companies the products, solutions, data, and services necessary to engage, manage, and monetize. Okay, whatever. But yeah, that's the exact coin I bought to teach you guys a lesson. But be careful to the point. Don't keep on adding money if you don't have to. Eventually, just let it sit, and then you'll make money on it if the company is profitable in the long term, right? Long-term profits. You can put that money towards other coins and stocks that'll make you more money in the short term. Then you could, re-amplify that, make more money off of that money, make more money off of that money, and so forth, right? Let's see. And hey, Obius, I would say within the next 2 months, preferably if we're lucky, by in the next 3 weeks, we could see us going down to that bottom part for Ethereum. But I'm not entirely sure exactly when it's going to happen. I'm not good on timing. I'm just good at saying, hey, things are starting to look bad. Time to short. Things looking pretty good. Time to buy. Things like that. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen. Oh, look at that volume right there. Somebody's trying to short us back down. Oh. Oh, somebody's trying to do something there. That's interesting. I don't like having volume in my videos, though. There we go. Yeah. Trying to stop us from breaking above the 20 moving average on the 15-minute chart. Usually after breaking back above the... Oh, here, hold on. Usually when we break above the 20 moving average on a 15-minute chart after we've had a little bit of a dip, you could normally expect to see a nice little reversal after that. Not every time, but usually. So this wasn't a fast dip, but we did it and it kind of had a pop. This wasn't really too much of a crazy drop, but we had a little bit of a pop, right? It's more of a short-term day trade, not a long-term one, but there was an opportunity to make some money there, especially if you guys are trading leverage. So in this circumstance, you see that we had the big crash right here, broke above it, didn't work out, right? In this circumstance, didn't work out. But I guess this wasn't after a breakdown. This wasn't a breakdown like this was a breakdown, so it kind of depends. On this one, it did work out. On this one, that was too fast. This one, it did work out. On this one, not a breakdown, but still worked out. On this one, it worked out. So it's kind of give or take, hit or miss. But more often than not, it does present people a good little trading opportunity here. And that's what I think people are looking at right now. But it looks like somebody is trying to stop us from getting above that level. I don't think they're going to stop us. I think right now, the fact that we're bouncing off of a 200 exponential moving average is enough of a support level to give bulls enough confidence to really break through that level. But we'll have to see. There are shorts waiting to kind of short everybody down, but who knows exactly when that's going to happen here, right? Let's see. And something Ethereum, staked Ethereum has depegged. I do not know that. That is interesting right there. I haven't heard about that. I haven't been hearing a lot about these depegging stuff. The last big one we talked about here was UST, and then I think Tether depegged for like a day or something like that and got back on track. Hopefully we don't have more coins depegged. That would not be good for anybody in this current market environment, right? Let me make sure I'm doing something here on my part. Move right here. There we go. Oh, that sucks. Okay, that's fine. All right, sorry about that, guys. Hey, Bideford, good morning, everybody. Looked a few hours ago to see if you were on, and apparently you came on right after I decided to head to bed. Hope you're having a good morning. Yeah, with the, Bitcoin dipped a little bit, so I was just keeping people informed about what's been happening over the last few hours, and so far, it's we've quieted down. The big thing here, Bideford, is if you go over to the Bitcoin USD chart, we're staying above currently the 200 weekly exponential moving average. So if I were to add that to the chart right here, or that's not the right chart, that's the support we're looking at right now. If we break down below this over the next few days, you know, talk about a crash. Well, that's my thoughts at least. But yeah, that's what we're waiting for right now, and that's the little bit of a reversal we're seeing right here. We're waiting to see if we're really just going to tank, or if temporarily until maybe Wednesday, until the Federal Reserve gets its statement out there about rate hikes and stuff like that. We're hoping that if you guys are long, that we can bounce off of this and try to stay above it temporarily. The big thing is, the closer we get to the Federal Reserve Day, where they're going to talk about raising rate hikes, especially with the higher inflation, there's more of a chance that they say, "Hey, inflation is going up more than we expected. The jobs market looks strong. Instead of doing 50 basis points this month, we're moving it up to 75 basis points, or moving it up to 100 basis points." Or they may say something like this: "Hey, we're just going to do 50 right now, but next month we're doing 75, or next month we're doing 100 basis points." Knowing Jerome Powell, I doubt he will say 100 like I want him to. But if he does 50 now, 50 this month, 75 next month, that may be what the market's okay with. But I think because everybody's really afraid of him saying they're going to do more than 50 basis points, or something like that, if he just says we're going to do 50 basis points this month and 50 next month, I think the market may actually have a little bit of a pop off of that news, then eventually fall. But I think the news may actually make us pop because of that. Because I think people are pricing in the fact that they may say, "Hey, not 50 basis points, but 75 basis points going forward." All right. Okay, but sorry to do this to you, Bideford. Hey, everybody, it's midnight where I'm at. I'm actually going to go to bed right now. I am waking up tomorrow early because I have to do a bunch of membership videos. If you guys don't know, so there's $199 memberships, but then there's like the $5 and $25 memberships. I gave all those people that pay the monthly fee options calls about what's going on in the market, and like general technical analysis, updates on stocks and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing that a lot tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday before we start looking for breakdowns and breakouts, because the last breakout we did got netted like 100 and something percent profit, which is kind of nice for options. But I'm going to be busy doing that a lot for tomorrow, and I'm also taking my sister a couple places for parties and stuff. So I need to be awake for that type of stuff. So I will see you guys maybe tomorrow if we continue crashing, or I will see you guys Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, or anytime if there's a big crash sometime Monday, okay? Have a great rest of your night, everybody.